How we doing, folks? We are live. All right, boss, how you got me? Dane, you got me over there? You got sound? All right, see if we got sound. We were, like I said, we're on all the other socials. And they said we didn't have any sound over there. But we're good to go now. I'll be still. There you go. Still. They turning up the heat. That diabetes, that insulin resistance is turning up the heat on you. Right? Your A1C went from an 8 to a 9 to a 10. The heat's getting turned up. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The heat's getting turned up. Are you going to melt or are you going to harden? That's the question. I'm a big improvement from where I was. That's it, folks. Let's get into it, folks. Let's get into your story. This is going to be your story. It's not my story. I told you my story, but it's going to be your story. It's going to be a story about how you rewrote it and got out of there. Do me a favor, folks, and put the word A1C in the chat. How you kicked the medication to the curb and you got your life back and you became the best version of yourself. Do me a favor, folks. Put the words A1C in the chat. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about what stands in the way. What's standing in the way of you becoming the very best version of yourself? All right, throw the word A1C in the chat. A1C, okay. A1C, let's see. Any more A1Cs? Can you hear me over there, Dane? Can you hear me now? Or you said no volume. All right, you can hear me. Okay, great. All right, the older you get, the harder it gets to reverse medical issues. Is that what you believe? Harmless? Is that what you believe? If that's what you believe, then go be my guest, boss. But I got a young lady right now. She's 80 years old. She just joined my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, and her numbers are coming down. But the question is, boss, let me look at you. Let me look at you, and let me see if you're older than 80. I can tell by your pictures. Or you're older than 80. Is he older than 80? I can't find you anymore. Yeah, the question is, are you older than 80? What can I eat? Because I get so confused. I'm so scared of what to do, what to eat. We're going to talk about that. Stick around with me. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all things. First thing, we're going to talk about A1C. Second thing is we're going to talk about how to fix your A1C, the lifestyle medicine formula. And then after that, we're going to start talking about all things clean eating. So hang around with me. We'll be here till 11 a.m. We'll be here another 3.5 hours. So hang out with me for a little while and I got you. Yes, because the body heals a little slower as you get older. You're not 80, bro. Your body wants to heal. I don't care how old you are. That's not true, man. Don't believe that. If you want to believe that, fantastic. But just because you're 53 years old does not mean jack. I reversed mine, yeah. I've been borderline for too long. I'm on metformin. How do you feel about that? You cool with that, Plumpy? Plumpy chick? Okay. I noticed your name is Plumpy chick. You're borderline diabetes, metformin. Are you okay with this? Or is this the day that you say enough is enough? It's time to change. This is the question. No, I wanted to go lower. All right. My mom is not pre-diabetic anymore. That's it. What did your mom do? Let's talk about it, folks. Let's talk about it. I can probably tell you what your mom did. I'm going to raise this stuff up over here. I don't even know your mom, but I can probably tell you what she did. All right. Let's raise this thing up. Ooh, uh-oh, that fell down. We're going to the board, folks. Class is in session. I'm going to get back to your questions. Let me get to your questions real quick. Then we're going to the board. Metformin made my stomach hurt, so I stopped taking it. I was just diagnosed with diabetes. I'm 61, and I'm a bit nervous. If you were just diagnosed with it, then you're in the right place because we're going to tell you how to get rid of that thing and just get your life back. You just get your life back. When you want to do that, then hey, I want my life back. But here's what you got to do. The work, okay? This is the work that you're going to have to do, and we're going to talk about it right now. Very first thing is talk about what is A1C. Second thing is, folks, we're going to talk about how to fix this thing. Then we're going to talk about clean eating, whatever y'all want to talk about at that point. Let's see. There's a couple more questions coming in. My A1C is a 9. I need help. If you need help, if you need help, big stuff, then you're in the right place. Stick around with me. We're going to be here until 11 a.m. We're going to go over a lot of lessons, a lot of things. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. So buckle up, strap in, and enjoy the ride. Let's see. I heard fasting is where it starts. That's not where it starts, but it could be. But it's a tool, but it's not necessarily where it starts. We'll talk about that, though. I eat after 12 noon. I take herbal teas, hot herbal tea. Great. She doesn't really know. She's 54. I'm 14. Oh. She kept saying she has to be here for me. Got it. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I am 6.4 and my A1C is a 6.4. Is that good? Well, Miss Salazar, we're about to find out right now exactly what you asked the right question. Right? I went. Hold up. Harmless 72 says I want to get back down to at least 220. I miss my young, strong body. Okay. But the question is, Harmless, I hear you say that, but I'm going to say this again. What stands in the way becomes the way. What's standing in the way of you getting to 220 again? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I can't answer that question for you. Nobody can answer that question for you. The question is, what is standing in your way? And once you figure that out, what it is that's standing in your way, that's going to become your way. That's going to become the way. That's it. That's it. We're going to cover it. We're going to uncover that. All right, very first thing, folks, I said we're going to talk about hemoglobin A1C. Let me set the board up so you can see over here. Hemoglobin A1C. Who's ever gone to the doctor, folks? If you're just joining us, my name's Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. Talk about all things insulin resistance. I talk about all things A1C. Talk about all things high blood sugar. Why? It's because I've been there, and I know exactly what you're going through. So I think I'm the perfect guy. I know that I'm the perfect guy to show you this, right? I'm the guy to be your tour guide. You just follow along and do what needs to be done. You're going to get the results. I promise you. That's all you got to do. Just do the work. So here it is. Hemoglobin A1C. Talk about what this thing is first, then we'll talk about how to fix it. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they've been diagnosed as being anemic? You ever gone to the doctor and you get diagnosed as being anemic? I get swollen. My sugar is high. Get that. Check this out. We're gonna go right now. We're answering these questions right now about high blood sugar, A1C, swelling, and all of that stuff. We're gonna talk about all of that right now. Insulin. What is all of that? That's what we're talking about. So save your questions for 4 seconds, folks, because I'm gonna come back to your questions. But right now, class is in session. But here we go. I want you to play along. Here's the thing. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they said, hey, listen, you're anemic, you've got high blood sugar, right? You've got all of that stuff. We need you to bring that number down. I'm sorry, you've got anemia. You're anemic, sorry. And your iron is low. You're always tired. Who's ever gone to the doctor and they said, hey, listen, you're anemic or you got low iron? Put a me in the chat. Let me get my what's the name over here. Put a me in the chat, folks, if you've ever gone and you've ever gotten that diagnosis of being anemic. Let's see. Okay, not very many people. All right, okay. All right, now that's okay. Not very many people. Already lost my knee. Okay, here we go. There it is. They're coming in. Let me turn my music back on. I lost my music. Okay, who else? My sugar levels are in the 50 when I wake up in the morning, and I don't feel better until after lunch. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. This is what we're talking about right now. We're going to answer all your questions. Yeah, so you've gone to only a couple people. That's it. All right, only a couple people have gone and they've been diagnosed with anemia. Okay, I get it. It's not very, obviously it's not very, a lot of people are taking care of themselves. Great. So, but if you've ever gone to the doctor and they diagnosed you as being anemic or having low iron, that simply means that you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood flowing through your cells. Oxygen-rich blood. Every time you breathe, You want oxygen-rich blood. Like, I just breathe. Whoops, see that? Oxygen-rich blood. Oxygen-rich blood. Oxygen-rich blood. Every time I breathe. It's important stuff, folks. It's important stuff. But I don't know if you know how important oxygen is, but it's very important. Here's how important doctors think that oxygen-rich blood is. Doctors believe that oxygen-rich blood is so important that if they look at you and if they pull your numbers and they see that your hemoglobin is too low, you know what they'll do? They'll actually give you a blood transfusion. What? Okay. So the word hemo means iron and oxygen. The word globin means protein. It means every cell of your body, every time you breathe, needs to have oxygen-rich blood flowing through it. Every time you breathe. And if you don't, this is why you always get tired. This is why you get tired. This is why you're like fatigued. It's because you don't have enough oxygen-rich blood going through your cells. In other words, I say that's all to say that this stuff, folks, is very, very, very important. It is literally, I'm not even figuratively, nothing. It is literally your life. It's just literally your life. Okay, so let's dig into it. The word A1C means how much sugar was stuck to your life, basically. How much sugar, I don't know if anybody's ever told you what this number means, but it's how much sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin. Wow. How much sugar is stuck to my hemoglobin? Like, well, what does that mean? Okay, sugar. Think of it like this. Think of it like this. Whenever you put a piece of candy in your mouth and you eat it, or then something gets all over your finger and it gets all nasty and stuff, and it gets sticky, you know that feeling that you get when you want to just go wash your hands? That is what's happening to all your cells, basically. That's what's happening to your cells. It's got a bunch of sticky stuff on it. It's called glycation. It's got a bunch of it on it. It's like, it feels nasty. So as a result, you feel nasty. You feel tired, you feel hungry, you feel because you got all this sticky stuff stuck to it. Check it out. I'm going to get back to your questions. Hold your questions, folks. I got you. As soon as we finish this, I'm going to get to your questions. Now, it is a percent. The A1C is a percent of how much sugar was stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. I use the word stuck on purpose. Over the past 3 months, how much sugar has been stuck to your hemoglobin? And that number is anywhere between 4 and 30. It can go higher than 30 in some cases. It can go lower than 4 in some cases. But that's what the number means. It's a percent. Okay? Who knows what it means when your percent gets here? You're like, Kelley, that doesn't make any sense. Why should I care about that number? Okay, let's find out why you should care about that number. Who knows what happens when your A1C, your hemoglobin A1C gets to a 5.7 to a 6.4. I know there's a lot of newly diagnosed folks on here. A lot of folks say they just newly got diagnosed. And they probably really don't understand what this number actually means. But who knows what it means? Put it in the chat. Can you put it in the chat if you know what it means when your A1C goes to a 5.7 to a 6.4. Who can tell me? What does it mean? Oh yeah, pre-diabetes. There it is. Pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes. Yeah, pre-diabetes. Yeah, okay. They're getting a lot of pre-diabetes in here. Okay. That's the pre-diabetes. But what does that mean, Kelley? You still like, somebody just asked, they were at a 6.4. Is that good? That was the question earlier. 6.4, is that good? But let's find out. Let's see another thing. Who can tell me what the most important hormone is in the body? If you know what the most important hormone is in the body, put a me in the chat. Right? Put a me in the chat. Yeah, there you go over there. I see you, Lisa. I see you, Lisa Tilly. Put a me in the chat. I'm sorry. Put the most important hormone in the chat. What is the most important hormone? There's a lot of important ones. But which one do you think? Like, if you can rank them all, like, let me rank them. Let me rank them all. Which one will be the most important? Insulin. Okay, somebody said insulin, need insulin. Insulin, somebody says, okay. Any other guesses? Any other guesses on what the most important one is? You got cortisol, you got glucagon, you got estrogen, you got testosterone, you got, ghrelin, you got all the different reproductive hormones, you got all the different types of hormones. Ooh. Cortisol, somebody said. Okay. GLP-1, okay. All right. Insulin, testosterone, cortisol. All right, let's see if we got any over here. That's what it is, folks. It's insulin. Insulin is the most important hormone in our bodies. How do I know that? How do you know that, Kelley? Well, here's how I know. Ask a type 1 diabetic if they can go without their insulin. And the answer is going to be a resounding no. They cannot go without insulin. Here's why. It's because if you do not have insulin going through your body, you will not survive. You will not survive. That's it. That's why they have to take insulin for the rest of their life. That's why it's called being insulin dependent. Like, why are you depending on insulin? Why did you become dependent on insulin? Are you like 10 months old? Well, it's because they have an autoimmune condition. In that autoimmune condition, their immune system is attacking the beta cells in their pancreas. So as a result, they cannot make any more insulin. And as a result, they have to manually inject that. If not, they will not survive. Now, you can survive without some other hormones. You can survive without cortisol and all that stuff and testosterone. Your quality of life won't be that great, but you'll still be around. But if you don't have insulin, you won't be around. So here's what it means to be a pre-diabetic, folks. Pre-diabetic means this. It means that you're becoming insulin. It means that you're already insulin resistant. That's what it means. It means you're already insulin resistant, but it just hasn't gotten bad yet. And we just talked about insulin. We said that insulin was the most important hormone in your body. So if insulin is the most important hormone, just think about this. If insulin is the most important hormone in the body, if this number is an indicator of how insulin resistant I am becoming, is that or is that not a problem? Put it in the chat. Is that a problem? Is it or is it not a problem? That the higher this number gets, the more insulin resistant I am becoming, which insulin is the most important hormone in the body. Prediabetes means you're becoming insulin resistant. You're insulin resistant. It means it just hasn't gotten bad yet. It just means it hasn't gotten bad yet. That's all it means to be a pre-diabetic. Like, what does it mean to be a pre-diabetic? Like, what does it mean, Kelley? Here's what it means. It means you have insulin resistance. It means you're becoming resistant to the most important hormone in the body. It just means it hasn't gotten really bad yet. That's all it means. Okay? To be a pre-diabetic. Okay, yes. Thus, stress. We're going to talk about that. That's it. That's part of the solution. That's part of the solution. We're going to talk about how to fix it. No need to cry. We're going to talk about how to fix it. We're going to talk about how to fix this thing next. Okay, let's up the ante. I want you to understand what it is first, and then we're going to talk about how to fix it. That's the next. What does it mean when your A1C, because we're up in the ante now, we took the gloves off. What does it mean when your A1C is a 6.5 or higher? Like it was for me. Like when I went to the doctor, again, this is not my story. It's not about me. It's about you. But I want you to use my story so that you can overcome what you're going through. When I went to the doctor, I got a 6.5. So what happened when I went to the doctor? What do you think happened that day? What do you think happened 2 weeks after this picture, right? 2 weeks after this picture. 2 weeks after this picture, folks. Show it over here. 2 weeks after this picture. When I went to the doctor, I didn't even know. I went to the doctor and I got my A1C at 6.5. What did that mean? What did that mean for me? And what did it mean for everybody when you get that number that high? What does it mean? Let's see. When your A1C is a 6.5 or higher, are there any guesses? I need help. I got you. What does it mean, folks? What does it mean? Diabetes. I need help getting it under control. I need to pass my medical flight school. Okay. Well, you're going to need to do some work. 7th ward. You're going to need to do some work. And that's next. We're going to talk about what's next. But I want y'all to get an understanding of what you're fighting. I want you to get an understanding who the villain is. You're the hero of your own story. But who are you fighting, though? Who are you fighting? You're the hero, but who are you fighting? This is who you're fighting. What does it mean? Insulin resistance, diabetes, 8, okay. It means that you have diabetes. You're right. Same thing that happened to me. Same thing that happens to millions of other people. Same thing that happens to millions of other people. Yeah. This is the enemy right here. This is the villain. This little thing called insulin resistance and diabetes. Here's what it means to be a diabetic, folks. And I'm going to sum this whole thing up. Here's what it means to have high levels of high blood sugar. It means that when you're diabetic, most people still don't take this number seriously. It means that if your numbers are 6.5 or higher, 7, 8, 9, keep in mind, listen for your number. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, well, let's start at the beginning. 5.7, 6.4, 6.5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Listen for your number. Where's your number? Your number falls in with somewhere around here, right? Because a lot of people ask me, they'll still ask, like, hey, Kelley, my number's an 8. Is that good? Anything 6.5 or higher is definitely not good. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Anything 5.7 is not and above is not good. It means you're already sick. It just hasn't gotten bad yet. To be a diabetic, folks, it means this. It means insulin, the most important hormone in the body, cannot do its job. What is its job? Its job is to take the energy from the food that you just ate and put it into your cells. Take the energy from the food that you just ate, like rip all the food apart that you just ate. Like you eat the food, your stomach and all of that stuff, and like it's gonna rip it all apart. All of the enzymes, it's gonna split all that stuff apart. And it's gonna go to where it needs to go. It's gonna take the energy from the food that you just ate and put it into the cells. That's the job of insulin. Insulin's job is to open the door so that the food, the energy can get into your cells. But when you become insulin resistant, it means that the insulin can't do its job, and thank you for the daily heartbeat, and the food can't get into your cells the proper way. They can't get there in a timely manner. They're all just waiting out in the hallway. They're like all of the blood sugar's out in the hallway. It can't get into the room because there's already enough students in the room. It's like 30 kids in the room already. You stuck out in the hallway. It's like, yo, I got to get to class. But you can't get to class because it's already jammed, right? So that's what's happening with insulin. Insulin can't do its job. So all of the blood sugar stays out in the bloodstream. And then that's why you get numbers 200, 250, 300, so on and so forth. So insulin, most important hormone in the body, can't do its job. The higher the number is, the more resistant you are becoming. That number is an indicator between 4 and 30. It is a percent of sugar. The A1C is a percent of sugar that is stuck to your hemoglobin over the past 3 months. Over the past 3 months, your red blood cells, remember those oxygen-rich blood cells that we talked about? Hemoglobin, oxygen-rich red blood cells need to course through every cell of your body. Well, when that's happening, also what's happening, what comes along with it? A whole bunch of sugar is coming along with it. Again, the analogy I gave you is when you get a bunch of sticky stuff on your hand, a bunch of sugar on your hand, and you can't get it off, and it's like, ew. Imagine all of that sugar choking the life out of you. Because I told you, hemoglobin is literally life, folks. Literally. Every time you breathe, oxygen-rich blood goes through every cell of your body. And if you do not have enough hemoglobin, those doctors will give you a blood transfusion. So this is what this number means, folks. It means if you combine oxygen with insulin, basically the most important hormone in the body, here's what it means in simple terms. It means that the higher the number is, the faster you're checking out of here. It's like the higher the number is, the more, I want you to visualize this. the higher than your A1C is, the higher that sugar is choking the life out of you. It's literally like this. It's like, why do you think people leave here 15, 20 years too soon? It's because the sugar literally choked the life out of them. Too much of it. It's what happened to, it's why my mother is no longer here. She passed away from metabolic syndrome, right? Insulin resistance, okay? My sister passed away 2 years ago from 55 years old from insulin resistance, right? Too much sugar on her hemoglobin over the course of many years. And as a result, my sister's no longer here at the age of 55 years old. She passed away in her sleep. So folks, here's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that if you want to get this number to the ideal range, here's the ideal range. We're going to talk about this next. Here's the ideal range. 4.9 through 5.3. If you want to add more years back to your life, depending on how long you want to live, it just depends. It's totally up to you. It's choice time. I always tell people, it is your choice how long you want to live. If you don't want to live very long, you can continue. It's your choice. Just continue to let your number go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and not address it right away. If your number is very, very high, you should be addressing it right away. If your number is above 5.7, you should drop everything that you're doing and go address that number right now. Everything, drop it and go address the number right now. Because if it's so high, you're not going to be around for your kid's wedding. You're probably not going to be around for your kid's wedding. You're probably not going to be around for your kid's graduation. You're definitely going to be around for the grandkids if your kid hadn't even graduated high school yet. You feel what I'm saying? So it means that the higher the number is, it means that you're aging. Another way to say it is the higher the number is, the faster you're aging, or the faster you're checking out of here. The faster you got a date with the Grim Reaper. That's what it means. You bring the number back down, you're adding 5 more years back to your life, 10 more years back to your life, 20 more years back to your life. So if this is making sense to y'all folks, put a health yes in the chat on what it means to be insulin resistant. We're going to talk about next on how to bring the number back to this ideal range. But I just wanted to make sure that you get a good understanding of what's happening beneath the scenes, behind the scenes. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the villain that you're going to have to take down. This is the Joker. This is the Joker. This is Lex Luthor. Okay? This is the villain in the movie. This is Thanos. You ever watch the Avengers? Thanos with the gloves, you gotta have to take down Thanos. The heroes, what do the heroes gotta do? They had to join together and take that dude down. It took like 3 movies, but they finally took him down. Alright, let's see if this is making sense. Put a health yes in the chat if this is making sense to y'all. Y'all, you got a couple yeses in there. You got some yes in there. It's a terrible disease. You're right, Jenny. It is a terrible disease. Here's the thing. If you want to know how you've been managing this condition, and then again, next is how to fix it. That's next. If you want to know how you've been managing this condition, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go register for the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take right here. Boom, click right here, and then click on my picture again. So click right here, and then click on my picture again. And when you do that, it's going to take you to the quiz. I want you to register for this quiz. Here we go. Let me see. This thing's freezing. Oh, thank you for the necklaces. Thank you for the gold necklace. There we go. It froze. Here we go. Now that's not it. That was not a full picture. Here it is right here. I want you to go register for this quiz, folks. Right here. Here's the link right here. Oops. Here's the link right here. You press this link. This link is like Disney World for diabetics, folks. You're suffering from insulin resistance. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. All right. What's there? The quiz. There's a quiz. There's a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. It is going to tell you if you've been messing around with this number, if you've been taking the number seriously. This is why a lot of people will say, you know what, Kelley, I don't want to take your test. You know what I mean? I don't want to take your quiz, Kelley. It's because you're going to tell me how serious I've been or not. If I've been serious or I've been joking around with this number. Well, when people don't want to take the test, that tells me a lot. That tells me a lot, like how you feel about what you've been doing. You know what I mean? So that's what the quiz is. I'm not judging you. Hey, do what you do. Here's what the quiz is. But the point of the quiz is to tell you what's going on. Right? It's a 2-minute quiz that you can take. Go register for it. Go take it, I'm sorry. Take the quiz. So if this is making sense, we're going to go on to the next thing. We're going to go to the next thing, folks. We're going to start talking about how to fix this thing. It's called lifestyle medicine. All right, no questions. It's called lifestyle medicine, folks. And what are we doing in lifestyle medicine? So this is all good. You guys understand how important the hemoglobin A1C is. Okay, great. All right. Next, folks. Here it is. Next is, a lot of people ask me, well, Kelley, what do I got to do, Kelley? What do I got to do to defeat this thing, Kelley? And I say, you're going to have to do some work. You're like, well, what work is that? Well, it's the most often neglected form of healing that there is. Oh, there was some question. Let me see. There is a question. Sorry, there was a question. There was a question or two. Oh, there was a couple of questions. Sorry, there was a couple of questions. All right, yeah, a couple of. Hi, Miss Kelley. Just joined. Can you tell me where I can find the results of my blood test? No, that's not me. That's not my company, boss. You're gonna have to go to your doctor for that one. Okay? I don't have those results. To bring your A1C into 4.9 to 5.3, you need to implement consistent lifestyle changes. That's it, man. You hit the nail on the head. Use your 804, which is a formula, which we're going to talk about right now. How to register. You click the link in my bio. You click right up here. You click on my picture again, and then you register. And then there's going to be another link. You register for that quiz. Take that quiz, folks. It is linked in my bio. If you have type 2 diabetes, the question is, change your diet, exercise, take GLP-1, Manjaro as well. Okay. All right. That's how you feel. But I'm going to tell you how to do a different formula. I take Ozempic, and I don't have no more side effects. I don't have no side effects. Okay, great. Great. That's working for you. Fantastic. You've been taking it for a while, and just started it. You know, good. Okay, that works for you. What is a good A1C? 4.9 to 5.3. That's what it is. 4.9. Ideally, we're going to put ideally 4.9, 5.3. That's what you wanted ideally. I've been diabetic for type 2 for 20 years. Big stuff. How you feel about that? You okay with that? Or you're at the point where you're like, yeah, I want to be done with this. All right. 8.5. It's 5.6. Okay. You must be, if you're just joining us, 5.6, you remember 5.7 is where prediabetes begins. But 5.6, you're right there on the cusp. You're a little bit too close. Want to bring it back. Bring it back. And often, here is the most often neglected form of healing, folks. Here's the only way that you're going to get rid of diabetes. Here's the type 2 diabetes I'm talking about. Here's the only way that you're going to get rid of this thing. Just like I did. Just like many other people have done it. Now, y'all have seen the stories, man. Like, this is not new to y'all. Like, I know that y'all have seen the stories. Like, you know, people are older, more mature, and all that stuff. I know that you've seen the stories about how people have turned reverse diabetes and all. I know that you've seen those stories. Now, some people may have blinders on and be like, ooh, no, I don't want to see that. Because I know that they had to do some work. I know that they had to do some work to get rid of that. So I don't want any part of doing any work. No. No. We got to take our blinders off. We got to get outside of the matrix. Have you ever watched the Matrix? The red pill and the blue pill? Blue pill means you stay inside of the matrix. The red pill means you get out of the matrix and you see the world for what it is. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you're suffering from type 2 diabetes, PCOS, gestational diabetes, all that stuff, if you're suffering from that condition or you've been diagnosed with that condition, maybe you're not suffering. Some people have the condition, but they're not suffering yet. I mean, like, I ain't suffering yet, Kelley. It ain't bad enough yet. They ain't got to that point yet. But if you are suffering from it, the only way that you're going to stop the suffering, like forever, like I did, is to actually do the work, is to maintain your pace. It is a new meds. Now, this medication, here's the medication that the doctor can prescribe you this medication. Me, as a health coach, as a nutritionist, I cannot prescribe you this medication. The only person that can prescribe you this medication is you. You're the only person on this planet that can prescribe yourself this medication right here. And it is called lifestyle medicine. It is the most neglected form of healing that there is. Thank you for the daily argument. It is the most neglected form of healing that there is. But the more you neglect it, the more, the more the consequences, they pile up. See, neglect is real quiet. Neglect is real quiet. But its consequences are loud. Its consequences are loud. And if you don't maintain your pace, there's a lot of consequences of not doing that. It's called lifestyle medicine. Check this out. You want to learn more about this formula? It's also linked in my bio as well. It is a 45-minute masterclass that you can take, that you can watch. Do it after this, though, where I break down this formula in greater detail. We're going to go through it. We're going to go through this one, but if you really want to get into it, register for the free masterclass. Ideally, you want this number 4.9 to 5.3. That's what we said, right? That's the target. So how do we get it there? And here it is. It's a 4-part formula. The P stands for peaceful mind. Remember, the only person that can prescribe you these medications, these are the medications that I took. Everybody's always like, well, Kelley, what's the medication that you took, man? Was it a GLP-1? Was it a glipizide? Was it metformin? What was it, man? Why do you not have diabetes anymore? Why did you not gain the weight back, Kelley? Why did you not do it, bro? Why did you not? This is people asking me this all the time. Look, why did I not gain the weight back? They're like, why did you not gain the weight back, man? What's going on? It's 4 years later. Shouldn't you have gained the weight back, Kelley? Like, what did you take? Shouldn't you gain the weight back, Kelley? You should, right? Look, I should have gained all that weight back. That was 4 and a half years ago. 4 years ago, I lost this weight. Shouldn't I have gained it back by now? I should have. That's why people look at me crazy when they see me. Like, yo, bro, what? Why are you still slim and trim? You actually got more muscles now. What? The people are stoked. But here's what I did. This is all the medication I took. Lifestyle medicine, peaceful mind. You got to have a peaceful mind. You do not have a peaceful mind, cortisol will ruin your life. Stress will ruin your life. It will. It will ruin your life. How so? Because it is the great equalizer in this sense. If you do not manage your stress, cortisol will be released. A lot of cortisol will be going through. It's a stress hormone. When you're stressed, you release cortisol. And then when you release cortisol, you release adrenaline. Adrenaline, cortisol, blood sugar. Adrenaline, cortisol, blood sugar. And then when blood sugar gets released, stored blood sugar, because you're all because you're stressed, Some people asked about how does stress come into play. Insulin is also going to follow. So wherever blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Where blood sugar goes, just remember that saying. Write that one, jot that one down. Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. Okay? Little rhyme I created there. When you're getting chased by a bear, when you're getting chased by a lion, when you're in an episode of Game of Thrones and you get ready to fight a dragon, you watch Game of Thrones, you see the dragons when she says, Dracarys. That means the dragon is getting ready to light somebody up. Hot breath. That's called, you ain't stressed when you get ready to get lit up by a dragon. So folks, when you're chronically stressed, that means you are constantly having high blood sugar. You're constantly having high levels of insulin. All because you're stressed. So, but here's the thing about stress, folks. Here's the thing that you got to understand about stress. Is you cannot control the outside factors. You can't control what's happening around you. None of that stuff. None of it. All things that you can control is your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. Only 3 things on this planet that you can control. Your own thoughts, your own actions, and your own reactions. If it's not your own thoughts, your own actions, or your own reactions, you cannot control them. You can't control the weather. You can't even control your kids. Because ultimately, your kids got a mind of their own. Ultimately, you may think that you're controlling your kids, but ultimately, your kid has a mind of their own. You can't control the weather. You can't control your mother-in-law. You can't control your spouse. You can't control any of that. The second that you realize that is when you get great power. So here's what I recommend that you do when it comes to your stress. The 3 M's. Meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. Meditation, find time to meditate. Find time to be mindful. Find time to meet with your therapist. Go get a therapist. 3 M's, okay? Everybody needs it. That's what we need. To have a peaceful mind. That's the first part of the formula, folks. This is the first part of getting your number back to the ideal range. If you ever wanted to get your number back to the ideal range, you're going to have to master these areas of your lifestyle. All right, check this out. The next one stands for, now this one, whoo, this is the most, you talking about the most neglected one? You talking about the most neglected one? Whoo, it's going to be an active body. People literally ask me all the time, how you doing, folks? If you just joined us, my name is Kelley, your Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airways of Houston, Texas. We're talking about taking back control of our type 2 diabetes, our insulin resistance. That's what we're talking about, folks. So we're breaking it down right now in the lifestyle medicine formula. We're talking about what you got to do to actually defeat this condition. And it's called lifestyle medicine. It's called maintaining your pace. So there you go. You're caught up. We're talking about how to get this number to the ideal range. All right, you're caught up. So here we go. Active body. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement. People literally ask me every day, like not every day, but people ask me, Kelley, is it possible to be allergic to activity? Is it possible to be allergic to activity? Is it? I'm like, come on, man, you can't be serious about that question. Here's why. It's because it's been part of our prescription for like a freaking million years. That's been part of our prescription. Do you think that you honestly think when human beings were created, you honestly think that there was such things as like Netflix and all that stuff and recliner couches and there was none of that. Okay? There was no Netflix when human beings were created. There were no couches. They didn't have refrigerators. So what do they have to do? They had to get out there and move their body, be active, go forward, go look for food. Go be active. Like, look at this guy. He's active, okay? Dragonfly Jones, he's active. He's active. Be active. Like, be active. What does that mean? That means you can go play with you don't have to be an athlete. You can go run around with your kids in the backyard. You can throw the football to your kids. You can power drive your kids, WWE style your kids. You can go for a fun walk. You can go step in with your girlfriends. Like, hey, yo, remember we used to be in a sorority? Remember we used to stomp the yard? Why don't you go get some of your girlfriends, get them together again, and like, girls, let's go stomp the yard again. Let's go surprise these youngsters at our old alma mater. And go stomp the yard with them. This is what I mean by being active. It could be a fun dance here on, you don't gotta go stomp the yard. It could be a fun dance here on TikTok. The point is, get off the couch. The point is, put the remote down. The reason you want to put the remote down is because people who move their body tend to live a lot longer. That's what the studies say. People who move their body tend to live a lot longer. It's important for if you're suffering from insulin resistance and high blood sugar, if you ever want to get this number back to the ideal range and keep it there, you got to have an active body. The reason that an active body is so important is this. Is because when you move, especially after you eat, moderate intensive movement. What's moderate intensive movement? It means that you can, if you're on a treadmill, it means that you can talk, but you can't sing. If you're on a treadmill, you can talk, but you can't sing. That's what moderate intensive movement is, folks. You want to do that 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's the prescription. Especially after you eat. The reason you want to do that after you eat is because here's why. Muscles are hungry. You're like, what do you mean muscles are hungry, Kelley? Well, muscles are hungry. You want to know what muscles are hungry for? Muscles are hungry for the same thing that you got too much of. Think about it. They're like a match made in heaven. Moving your body and blood sugar are like a match made in heaven. All right? There is no moving on. There is no moving on. You have to understand what it is that you need to do. This is the work that people avoid. There is no moving on. Because if you try to move, what are you moving on to? Back to the medication? "30 minutes a day, 5 days a week of moderate intensive movement." That's the prescription that you're going to have to write for yourself. There is no moving on. What stands in the way becomes the way. The C. Now, this one right here, whoo! This one right here, that's the one that most people avoid. That's the one that people are like, yo, bro. Clean eating? No, I'm not giving up my McDonald's. I'm not giving up this. I'm not giving up nothing. Most of the time, this is what people tell me when they say, two things that they tell me that they're not going to give up. They're not giving up cheese and bacon. They're like, Kelley, I'll give up everything else except for cheese and bacon. I ain't giving that up. So here it is. Check it out. This is the most controversial topic that there is. This is the most highly debated topic that there is, clean eating. Now, whether we're talking about the Mediterranean diet, the plant-based diet, the carnivore diet, whatever diet, people will bite your head off when it comes to what they eat. Because it's so deeply personal to people. Food is so deeply personal. So I don't get into it with folks about what to eat anymore. Do what you do. But here's what I recommend. Eat clean, whole, unprocessed foods. Let's disagree on this. Eat clean, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Something that came from a branch. Something that was grown out of the ground. Something that once had dirt on it. Something that once had dirt on it. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans, leaner sources of protein. Like I said, I don't care whatever protein it is that you choose, right? And so if it's chicken, if it's turkey, if it's fish, if it's salmon, if it's tofu, if it's tempeh, if it's eggs, whatever protein source that you choose, it's totally up to you. But here's the thing. The ones that you need to stay away from are the processed meats. Let's focus on staying away from those. The bacons, the salamis, the sausages, the pepperonis, the bologna, the hot dogs. Don't compete with Joey Chestnut in a hot dog eating contest. Don't do it. First of all, you're going to lose against Joey Chestnut in the hot dog eating contest. But second of all, that is a processed meat. It is a group 1 carcinogen. Do not eat group 1 carcinogens, folks. Now, again, we're going to fly over clean eating, but we're going to come back to clean eating. But the point is, eat real, whole, unprocessed foods as much as you possibly can. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, beans, you know what I mean? Whatever your protein source you choose, whether it's fish, whether it's chicken, whether it's turkey, whether it's tempeh, tofu, eggs, whatever, steak, whatever you eat. Just make sure that it's not the processed version of that. And you'll be okay. Okay? You'll be okay. That's clean eating. We're gonna dive more into clean eating. But check it out, folks. If you want to know what this is, it's linked in my bio. There's a 45-minute masterclass that you can take where I break down this whole formula in slow motion. Check it out. The E, the most important one. The most important one. If you ever wanted to bring your A1C back to this ideal range, you ever wanted to do this, right? Let me see. I'm going to put it over here. This whole formula goes back. That's how you get it to 4.9. Watch, it's a loop. It's a loop. They connected to each other. Watch this. Effective sleep. What do you mean effective sleep, Kelley? What does sleep have to do with it? A lot of people ask me, what does sleep have to do with it, Kelley? And I say, well, here's what sleep has to do with it. It has everything to do with it. Everything. Because if you don't get 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep, here's what's going to happen. The very next day, you're going to be more insulin resistant. The very next day, you are going to be hungry. The very next day, you're going to be more stressed out of a poor night of sleep. Let's just say your kid stayed up all night, you had to stay up with your kid, or something happened, you had to go to somewhere, emergency room, or whatever. If something happened, you had to stay up all night for whatever it is. And you get a poor night's sleep. Very next day, you're going to be more insulin resistant because that lack of sleep is a stressor to your body. Your body gets stressed out when you don't get enough sleep. And as a result, you started a domino effect. Watch this. You're probably never going to get your number. If your numbers are high, if you don't get enough sleep, the chances of you getting your number back to that ideal range are slim. It's a real slim chance. And you don't have a great chance of doing it. Why? It's because sleep is when your body recovers. Sleep is when all of the blood literally goes to your brain. Most of the blood goes to your brain when you sleep to restore yourself, to wake you up the next day to say, "Whoo, I feel good, I feel energized, I feel energetic." Like that's how I woke up this morning. That's why that's why I wore this shirt. That's why I specifically chose this shirt this morning. Because I woke up feeling good. It's because I got 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. Had I not, that would have caused my body to be stressed out, to not recover, to not reboot myself. That's a stressor, and as a result, when you get stressed out, here's what happens. Watch. Now you don't have a peaceful mind. And remember the domino effect that we said earlier? What happens when you're stressed? Oh yeah, when you're stressed, your body releases adrenaline, doesn't it? Oh yeah, when you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, doesn't it? Oh yeah, it does. And when that happens, the adrenaline and the cortisol, guess what else gets released? Oh yeah, blood sugar. Stored blood sugar from your liver gets released. Okay, then what's next? Remember where blood sugar goes, insulin follows? Remember that saying? Where blood sugar goes, insulin follows. So this is a big old loop, folks. You could be working out like a savage. You could be eating clean. You could be like, man, I'm eating so clean, man. I'm working out. But man, I'm not getting a good sleep though. I'm not getting good sleep at night, man. Or I'm always stressed at work, man. Work is always stressing me out. But I'm taking a bunch of medications, man. I'm taking a bunch of meds. Like, it's not working anymore. You ever heard that? Does that sound? You ever heard that story before? Yeah, have you ever heard it from someone, or maybe heard it from yourself? Maybe you told yourself that. It's an endless loop, folks. The reason that all of that, the underlying issue to all of that, the reason that your A1C is not where you want it to be, is because you didn't get some of these areas right. These areas, there's a fifth area as well. I'm going to put an honorable mention. It's an honorable mention down here. It's a big honorable mention, but it's substance abuse. Substance abuse. Honorable mention. The formula is maintain your pace, PACE. The reason that substance abuse gets an honorable mention is because here's why. The fifth area, alcohol. Certain medications can cause you to become more insulin resistant. Alcohol is going to, people think they're getting great sleep when they get alcohol. Actually, no, you're disrupting your sleep. Actually, your brain can't recover like it's supposed to, because it's trying to fight off this toxin. Here's what alcohol is. Here's what alcohol does. Check this out. It will inhibit your blood sugar. That's why your blood sugar drops. Everything stops when you drink alcohol. Everything stops when you drink alcohol. Blood sugar production stops. You drink alcohol in the beginning, your blood sugar starts going up from the sugar from the alcohol. But then when the sugar is all gone, check it out. It goes like this, doesn't it? It crashes. When you're sleeping and you wake up and oh my God, why is my blood sugar so low after a night of drinking? Why is my blood sugar so low? Well, it's because everything stops when you drink alcohol. It is a toxin. Alcohol is a toxin. So therefore, if you drink alcohol, your liver says, I've got to get rid of this toxin. So instead of producing blood sugar, constant blood sugar to keep your blood sugar balanced, what I have to do instead is I have to go tend to this alcohol. And as a result, the blood sugar stops. The production of blood sugar stops. And then that's why my blood sugar drops. That's why you get the low drops. Like, why is my blood sugar dropping? I drink alcohol. So if you drink alcohol, whatever your last drink of alcohol was, if you're serious about getting this number to 4.9 or 5.3, whatever your last drop of alcohol was, when that was, make it your last drop. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, and if you ever wanted to get this number back to that range, you're gonna have to let that alcohol go. Because it's stopping you from doing what you really want to do, what you said you wanted. So this is it, folks. This is the formula. This is how you maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, and with the honorable mention, substance abuse. Okay? And it's all a circle. Look, it goes back. That's how you get it. You got to do that. This is a big circle. Put it the wrong way. Let's check it out. It's a big circle. Big circle. Look, it's just a big old loop. And then that's how you do it, folks. Are there any questions? Are there any questions on what it is that you got to do? This is the work you're going to have to do. We're going to talk about the mindset that you got to have next. But this is the work that you're going to have to do. So if this is making sense to y'all, put a healthy yes, or if you know what it is that you got to do to ever get your number back, to add more years back to your life, what is it that you got to do? You got to master these areas. Put a healthy yes in the chat. The 3 M's are meditation, mindfulness, meet with your therapist. Those are the 3 M's. If you want to know more about that formula, I want you to go, remember where you did the master class and all that stuff? Thank you. Remember where you guys did the master class and all of that stuff? I mean, not the master class, you registered for the quiz? You remember that? Here it is. Thank you. It's Marlene's World. We're going to get to your questions next. Your questions are next. That's Q&A time next. So get your questions ready, folks. I try to answer every question that I possibly can. Because it's not about me. It's about you. It's about how can you do it. Check it out. The quiz is right here. Boom. Oh, there it is. Both cameras. Look, the quiz. Take that 2-minute quiz, folks. And then when you're done with the quiz, I want you to go register for the master class. Right here. It's right next to it. Called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Free. It's absolutely free, folks. It's absolutely free. What is it free? It's all you got to pay is attention. You get into the master class. You see, I broke that thing down in like 30 minutes. I got a timer in my head. I've been teaching for 20 years, so I got a timer in my head. But I already knew that it was 8:30 just by the timer in my head. Check it out. It only took me 30 minutes to do that. 20, 30 minutes. But if you want more on this, if you want to break down the peaceful mind method, I'm going to break down this peaceful mind in that master class. I'm going to give you more tactics in active body. I'm going to give you more tactics in clean eating. I'm going to give you more tactics in effective sleep. We're going to improve your sleep hygiene. I'm going to teach you how to improve your sleep hygiene in this master class. It's 45 minutes. It's absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. That's it. Look, right here. Called How to Unlock Your Diabetes Free. Go register for it. It's absolutely free. But then there's a bunch of, it's like Disney World for a diabetic on this thing, folks. Look, it's the quiz, the master class. It is the, right here is there's a PDF where you can read the master class, even if you don't want to hear my voice anymore. Like, no, Kelley, I don't like your voice, bro. I don't like the way you sound, man. I don't like anything about you. Okay, great. With that being said, you can actually click right here, and then you can download the PDF. You can download that PDF, and you can read it. You don't have to watch me, listen to me, no more, whatever. Okay? And then look, for my action takers. This is one for my action takers. Everything's free on the page. The master class is free. The quiz is free. That PDF is free. Booking a call. All that stuff. All that stuff's free. The only thing that's not free is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What is it? Because the challenge is for real people. It's for real people who want a real change. All right, so if you're suffering from insulin resistance, if you've been struggling with this for many, many years, if you've been on that blood sugar roller coaster, if you're struggling with that, then you want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Okay? What's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge? It's a blueprint. It is 14 days where we're basically going to take your blood sugar and reset that blood. We're basically going to put it through like a baby boot camp. Think of it as like going to boot camp. I was in the Navy and we went to boot camp. That's what it's like, 14 days. It's a boot camp. Over 200 people have joined this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Over 200 people have, right? Everything's free on the page. The only thing that's not free is the challenge, right? Challenge is it's $99 to join the challenge, but it's $79 if you use today's discount code. That's it, folks. Again, freebies on there. You want to join the challenge? All that stuff. Go have a smorgasbord. Have a good day. Well, all that good stuff. It's like Disney World in there. So let's get to these questions. Health, yes. All right. Where do you find a therapist? Well, that's between. You got to do some research on that one, right? You got to do some research. You can find some though. You got to do some research on it though. Is beer worse or pure alcohol? It doesn't really matter. It's alcohol. Alcohol is alcohol. Doesn't matter. Alcohol is alcohol. It doesn't matter if it's wine, beer, hard, Hennessy, whatever. It doesn't matter. Alcohol is alcohol. Let's see, another question. Diagnosed type 2, I don't want to take meds. Do I have to if I change lifestyle? If you change your lifestyle, you can do anything that you want to do. That's it right here. As long as you maintain your pace, you can do anything that you want to do. Right? Is beer considered abuse? I'm not sure what you mean by that, boss. What do you mean is it considered abuse? Abuse as far as, if you're suffering from insulin resistance and you drink beer, yeah, it's abuse. You can look at it that way. You know what I mean? Look at it that way. Do I have to change lifestyle? Yeah, you do have to change. Do I have to if I change my lifestyle? Again, you don't have to. If you change your lifestyle, this is it. This is the magic formula, right? This is the magic formula. Here's the philosophy. It's lifestyle first, medication second. Who has that? Heather Jolly? It should always be lifestyle first, medication second. right? You can't fix it with the diet, you can't fix it with the lifestyle, ooh, then we can talk about the medication. But it should always be lifestyle first, medication second. Is non-alcoholic drink okay? Like what, water? Yeah, water's great. Water's fantastic. That's a non-alcoholic drink. We love your voice. Thank you, kindly. That's so nice of you to say. Oh my God. All we got is pay attention. That's it. That's all you got to do is pay attention. When it comes to the master class, that's all you got to do. Pay attention. It's a 45-minute master class. It's absolutely free. Right? Where I break down this formula. Right? But this is just knowledge. This is knowledge I'm giving you all in this thing. But there's a big gap between knowing and doing. It's a big gap, right? One of my favorite sayings is this, look. Knowledge without action is just entertainment, okay? Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So in that master class, I'm giving you a lot of knowledge. I'm standing up here on this board, I'm giving you all a lot of knowledge. But if you don't put the action behind it, I'm just up here entertaining y'all, man. That's it. Man, don't make me your entertainment. Don't make me your entertainment. I don't want to be your entertainment. Right? What did I say? I'm going to say it again. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Yes, the type 1 can't take the challenge. Type 1 diabetics can't take the challenge. If you want to become more insulin sensitive, you can accept the challenge. Absolutely. Right? That's the point. That's the goal. Become more insulin sensitive. Where is that located? Let me see. Let me go back to it. We'll show you again. We'll show you where the link is, folks. Click right up here. Do me a favor. Click right up here. Click on my picture again. All right. Click right up there. Click on my picture again. Show y'all, hold on. So click right up here, and then click on my picture again. You gotta click on my picture, check it out. And then here it is. There's where all the goodies are. Right there, that link right there. Boom. The quiz, the masterclass, 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You want to join the challenge? If you're suffering from insulin resistance, you want to join my 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Because we got a blueprint for you, right? You use the live discount code. There's a live discount code. It's called Freedom. Freedom is the discount code. Like I said, it's $99 to join that challenge. But if you use the discount code Freedom, you're joining the challenge today while I'm live for $79. That is the discount code right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Again, everything's free, but this is all for this challenge is for people who are serious. You've gotten to the point where change isn't just desire, where you've gotten in enough pain. Because that's most of the time, that's the only time when people will move. Only time that someone will move is when they're in enough pain. They get in enough pain, they'll move. But if they're not in enough pain, they will not move. You're like, well, what do you mean, Kelley? People won't move if they're not in enough pain. Right? It's because we try to see how long we can go with the pain of this condition before we actually change our lifestyle. But here's the thing that you don't understand. That you got to do what you have to do as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. You can't avoid it forever. You do what you have to do right here. This is what you have to do. As quickly as you can. You prescribe yourself these medications as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. All right, let's get back to these questions. Good fruits and suggestions. We're going to talk more about fruit next. Fruit is next. Don't worry, folks. But berries. Berries is where you want to go. Blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, those are lower glycemic. You look like that dude from Dexter. There's a lot of dudes from Dexter. Which one? Which one? Can type 1 take the challenge? Absolutely, you can. Right? If you want to be more insulin sensitive. What if it's just one drink a week? The question is, how serious are you about this thing, man? How serious are you about it? That's the question I'm going to throw back at you. How serious are you about this thing? If you are I'll put it back to you this way. You can do whatever you like, but if you're pre-diabetic, if you got all that stuff going on, if you ever wanted to get your number back to the ideal range, you're gonna have a season of focus. This is gonna be your focus season. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, man. You want to get rid of this condition, you're gonna have seasons of focus. There's seasons of balance. You get out of the red, you get your life back, you keep the condition, you want to go back to having alcohol once a week, okay. That's your choice. But if you're in the red right now, if your A1C is too high right now, we're talking about alcohol once a week, nah. You can't get down like that. Expound on peaceful mind and effective sleep. How many hours? 6 to 9 hours. 6 to 9 hours of effective sleep. All right? Meditation. Meditation works like this. There's 2 times a day. 2 times a day when your mind to the subconscious is open. Like your mind your mind is so deep, like you're like, because there's certain brain waves, right? When you wake, first 20 minutes when you wake up is the most crucial time of the day. And what you listen to, what you watch, or what happens the first 20 minutes after you wake up is going to dictate your entire day. Right? So that's when the subconscious is open. So meditation, some people pray, some people are being listen to soft music, some people read a book, whatever works for you. And it's the same thing when you go to sleep. 30 minutes before you go to sleep, the wind down time. So if you watch the master class, go in the master class, watch the master class. I break down those whole areas. I give you tactics. I'm going to answer all of your questions in greater detail. All right, in the master class. Master class is absolutely free, by the way. Only thing that you got to pay is attention. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to pay. But that's it. For the master class. Or kind patches, okay. They seem to help me. The pink berberine once, plus I went keto. The supplements. Here's the thing: you got to get these areas right first. Before we start talking about supplements, we got to maximize these areas. We got to maintain our pace so hard. Supplements are great, but if you don't have a good foundation, supplements are worth nothing. Okay? You can take all the supplements you want, and you still go eat McDonald's. And they say, yeah, I eat all my supplements, but I just eat McDonald's all day, every day. I eat whatever I want still, whenever I want. So no. Hi, can the morning blood sugar rise be controlled or lowered? It can. I'm going to show you how you can do that. It's called doing this right here. Right? There's a lot of questions. Give me a second, folks. I'm going to go get my charger because I forgot to get my charger this morning. But let me go get my charger for my phone because my phone is about to clunk out on me. I'll be back in less than a minute or so. I'll be back. Hold on. In the meantime, I want y'all to hang out with my boy Paul. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put Paul on. If you don't know Paul, here he is. Somebody just got the challenge. Shout out to them for joining the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Hope they use that discount code FREEDOM. I'll be back in a minute, folks. Hang out with Paul. Take this picture. Take a picture of this study. Go register for the master class. That's going to be free. All right. We're back. Yeah. Y'all like Paul? All right, that's my guy Paul, man. I love Paul. All right, folks, let's get back to these questions. I got my phone hooked up. We're charging now. We're good. Okay, get back to these questions. Like I said, right before I left, somebody just joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. What kinds of foods are in the challenge? Real food. We're going to focus on real, whole, unprocessed foods. That's real food. Real food. Fruits. I mean, not fruit. We're not doing fruits, though. Okay, we're not doing fruits during the challenge, but vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, aka beans, chicken, turkey, whatever. Whatever it is that you eat, fish, whatever. That's all in the challenge. So it's something for everybody in there. Tofu from a plant-based, folks. It's something for everybody in the challenge, folks. Let's get back to these questions. You want to join the challenge, you use that discount code. What is it? Freedom. That's it. You have to remember that. I'm going to write it on the board, but it's freedom. Put that up here, and then I'm going to get back to your questions. Freedom. Because we're going to break these chains of insulin resistance once and for all. Back to the questions. Last one I left off is, hi, in the morning, was there any more before that? No, there was more before that. I try to get to them all, folks, I'm telling you. Yeah, there it is. Is drinking Crystal Light okay for a diabetic? No, it is not. It is not at all. Crystal Light is a terrible idea. Okay, don't do Crystal Light. That's an artificial sugar. You don't want to do artificial sugar. You don't put artificial stuff in a real body. You don't want to do that. Foods that lower your blood sugar. Well, that's what we're going to talk about next, but here they are. Savory food. Savory food. Vegetables. Healthy fats. Proteins. Those are the foods. In clean eating, we're going to talk more. We're talking about clean eating next. When we get to that next, we're going to break down what I mean by non-starchy veggies, right? Non-starchy veggies are great, right? Cauliflower, broccoli, kale, cucumber, these are non-starchy veggies, right? We're going to talk about all of that in clean eating. So, but there's a lot. Is drinking, whatever say, you're quite welcome. Are kind patches okay? They say, I think I answered that one. What can you do about the morning blood sugar and the highs and lows and rise, and can it be lowered? Yeah, it can. It's called bringing your blood sugar back to the normal range. That's what it's called. Here's what it's going to take to do that. In these 4 areas, peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, your sleep hygiene has got to be very, very important. Like all that stuff I talked about, meditation and all that stuff, that all comes into play for overall total blood sugar control. So it's just not one thing that you got to do. There's a bunch of things that you got to do to lower that in the morning. But that's called the dawn phenomenon. The dawn phenomenon happens in the morning anyway. So if a regular person who doesn't have diabetes or insulin resistance, dawn phenomenon is going to happen to them too. But here's the thing, because that's your circadian rhythm. But here's the thing, if you're insulin resistant, that number is going to be higher or low, high, low, high. You can have high highs and low lows, all because you're insulin resistant. So that's why you get high highs in the morning. My numbers are higher in the morning too, but they're not going over 100. They're not going over 100. They're staying around, 8. There is a slight rise, but I'm so insulin sensitive now that it doesn't even really matter. The point is to start taking away the insulin resistance. The more you reduce your insulin resistance, the more you bring down your A1C, get it back to the ideal range, the more and more your numbers in the morning are going to start to come down. The more your fasting blood sugar is going to start to come down. Like many people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Some people, they start out in the 400. They started off in the 400. By day 12, they were at 150. They woke up one day, started the challenge, they were at 400. Day 12, they still got 3 days left to go. Their blood sugar is at a 150, fasting blood sugar. That is how quickly your body wants to heal. All you got to do is just give it the right tools and give it the right equipment, and it will heal itself. It will. Your body, don't underestimate how powerful your body is, folks. Don't underestimate how much your body wants to survive. But not only just survive, how much it wants to thrive. You think it wants to harbor a condition? You think it wants to harbor having all of these chronic health conditions and insulin resistance and erectile dysfunction and PCOS and all of that stuff? No, your body doesn't want to do that. Your body wants to run like a freaking machine. It's on a non-stop, that's why it's called the circadian rhythm. It's on a non-stop clock, 24-hour clock, like a freaking machine. That's how your body wants your body to work like a machine. Your sleep, boom, great. Stress management, great, boom. Eating, great, boom. Moving my body, great, boom. Balanced blood sugar, boom. Everything's good. It's called homeostasis. It's where your body wants to be. I agree with you. I agree with all your healing power from the dirt. Good pharmacy. It's all your kitchens and spices. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's how I discovered this lifestyle medicine formula. Somebody told me that exact thing, Jay, that you just said. Somebody told me that. He said, I agree with all your healing power. It is from the dirt. God is the pharmacy. It's all your kitchen spices. You have spices. Spice up your life. Spice up your life. I went on a cruise one time, many, many years ago, and the tour guide told me that nobody gets their medication from the pharmacy or the grocery store or whatever. When they need their medication, all they do is they go out to the land, mix together some kind of concoction, some kind of spices, eat it, drink it. Next thing you know, boom, they got their medicine. That's it. And they don't even really get sick here. Can you imagine that? That's all from the power of lifestyle medicine, folks. I've been fasting to help reset my blood sugar to get rid of toxins. Okay, to reset my body to get rid of toxins. Okay, great. That's working for you. Fantastic, boss. You are gracious to address asinine comments with sweetness. Yeah, I appreciate that. They come, you know, they come. I'm equipped. I'm built for it, though. All right, I'm built a little bit different than handling comments, right? That's why I wear crazy shirts like this. Right? Like silence, punk. That's why I say silence. If you watch Martin, you understand what I say when I say silence, punk. Oh, what kind of foods are in the challenge? Real, whole, unprocessed foods. There's something for everybody. Plant-based, whatever. But whatever you eat, something's in the challenge for you. You know what I mean? If you eat steak, fish, whatever, it's all. It's. I built the thing. I built the thing. And so I know exactly what you need. I was the guy who was also a diabetic. I was the guy who wanted to eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I wanted to eat whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. So that's how I built the challenge. For people who just want to eat whatever, different people eat different stuff. So there's no excuses. If you are suffering from insulin resistance, if you're suffering from the high blood sugar roller coasters, then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge and use that discount code FREEDOM and join the challenge for $79. You give me 2 weeks, folks, and here it is. You give me 2 weeks, and I'll change your life. It'll change your life. You give me 2 weeks, and it'll change your life. That's it. Give me 2 weeks. Now, it's not anything that you've tried before. It's different. It's not anything that you've ever tried before. It's different. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge is nothing you've ever tried before. Tell me. Join the challenge using that discount code. What kind of foods are in the challenge? Here we go. Let's answer that one. And barbering, I've also lost 12 pounds. Berberine, I think that's what you mean. Berberine, and I feel great. Fantastic. I just signed up for the challenge, but I will be traveling for a funeral. Can I push it back my start date? It's a self-paced challenge. You start when you're ready. You start whenever you go get your grocery list. Go get your grocery list that I gave you. That's when whenever you're ready to do that, boom. But it's in your email, so it'll be in your email. Check your email. A couple emails from me, Nate. Shout out to you, Nate, for joining the challenge. There'll be a couple emails from me. All right, so you can start when you're ready, whenever you get your supplies. So no worries. Does fasting help? It can help. Yeah, it can help. What kind of protein do you recommend? There we go. Let's talk about clean eating is next. Clean eating is next. Check it out. But it's real, like I said, on clean eating. Real whole unprocessed foods. Real whole unprocessed foods. So if you say whatever protein it is that you want, whether it's chicken, turkey, fish, steak, eggs, tofu, tempeh, make sure it's the leaner sources. Not the processed meats, like bacon and salami and sausages. Don't have the bacon and the salamis and the sausages. That's processed meats. You want to stay away from those. Is sparkling water okay? Yeah, sparkling water is all right. You can do sparkling water. Is air frying okay? Yeah, air frying is okay. I air fry all the time. Air frying is okay. Yeah, start whenever you're ready, Lisa. Whenever you're ready. It's your challenge. When you're ready. Is the sugar in the tea okay? No, it's not. Hello. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Is it normal for your body to feel like soft? Is it normal for your body to feel soft? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. Is it normal for your body to feel soft? You just got been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Does fasting help? It does. It does. Fasting does help. Fasting can be used as a tool if you do it correctly. Absolutely. The point is, you got to do it correctly. Will kiwis raise your blood sugar slightly? Kiwis are lower glycemic. Those are some of my favorite fruits, right? So I got one in my fridge right here. Kiwis are the preferred fruit, folks. Berries, kiwis, peaches, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, kiwis, peaches. The great choices. Great choices. New here. But here's the thing about fruit, though. We're going to talk about fruit. Don't eat naked fruit. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So remember, don't eat naked fruit. New here was just diagnosed with pre-diabetes. Any advice? Yeah, if you just new here, this is what we've been talking about the whole time. The whole time. You got to do the work. It's called lifestyle medicine. Having a peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. That's it. Click the link in my bio. Very first thing that you can do is go click the link in my bio. If you've just been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, click right here. Click on my picture again and go register for the masterclass. Go register for the quiz. It is a 2-minute quiz that you can take to understand and learn your diabetes management style. All right, that's it. 2-minute quiz. Can I sign up on the live? You can sign up on the live. We would prefer that you sign up on the live. Here's why. It's because you get a 20% discount when you sign up on the live and you hit this discount code, FREEDOM. When you put that discount code in, FREEDOM, yeah. And then it's going to come to you in an email. If you don't see it in the email, do a search for my name, because it probably went to your spam. All right? A lot of times when you get an automatic email, it's going to go to your spam sometimes. So check your spam, do a search for my name. It's there, whenever you see it. Whenever you sign up, it's there. Smoked meat will be a no-go. Smoked meat, for me, is going to be a no-go. You just turned it into a group 1 carcinogen. All right? You just turned it into a group 1 carcinogen. What is a group 1 carcinogen? Very, very dangerous stuff. You don't want to be any part of those. Smoked, cured, any of that. Don't be at the competition and be like, yo, let's see who can get the thickest smoke ring. Don't be at the competition trying to get the biggest smoke ring. Because all that is right there, that's all carcinogenic stuff. Carcin is a long word. Yeah, so smoked meat is a no-go. Cured meat, no-go. What if I eat out and get a salmon? How do I get the challenge? You join the challenge. If then we got Jen on here. If Jen's on here. Jen, I'm gonna send you a message right afterwards. Don't worry, Jen's on here. I got you. I already know what happened. It's your email address. We gotta get you a different one. But don't worry, we got you. How do I join the challenge? Here's how you join the challenge. Here it is. Check it out. Click right up here. Click right up here. And then you click on my picture again. Here's where it's going to take you. Right here. Here's the quiz. Here's the master class. Here's the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. It's linked in my bio. That's where it is. All right. Right there. Boom. Click that one. Here's what you get. Here's everything you get. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's how you get it. It's $99 to join the challenge. Everything else is free. Only thing that you got to pay for it, on those other ones is attention. Okay, but for the challenge, it's $79 if you use this discount code, the Freedom. Use this discount code, Freedom. We got you. Saving 20%. All right, let's see. A couple more questions, then we're going to get back to the board. We're going to talk about clean eating, folks, because it's the 9 o'clock hour. Clean eating time. My muscles feel looser and soft. Do you move your body? I got some more questions behind that. Is that happens just since the diagnosis? I want to know. I got that question on that one. Is stevia in coffee tea okay? Yeah, that's okay. Stevia monk fruit allulose. I'm a nutritionist and a health coach. Veronica. All right, here we go. I'm told turkey bacon is excellent to eat in the morning. For blood sugar, yeah. For blood sugar, it's excellent, sure. But for overall health, no. It's a nightmare. It's a group 1 carcinogen. No, it's a nightmare, folks. So yeah, for blood sugar, bacon's okay. Is corn okay for diabetic? No, it's not. But you can if you use it effectively, but ideally, no, it's not. Again, Veronica, I am a health coach and a nutritionist. Do you see that? I don't know, maybe I gotta put it bigger. I don't know, right? I try to put it right somewhere you see it. You know what I'm saying? Here we go, folks. Now let's talk about clean eating. Let's talk about clean eating. We're gonna answer all things. Well, corn. We're gonna answer all things. Somebody wants to know why corn. It's because here's what today's corn is the most processed thing that there is, right? Especially when you're talking about blood sugar. They're working the corn, right? Today everything's gonna be either corn. Everything's either made out of corn. You ever heard of corn tortillas, potato chips, all of that stuff? Literally, everything out here is corn. Okay. Wheat or soy. That's what it is. Corn, wheat, soy. It is the most overly processed stuff that there is. Right? Not accepting your email. You gotta check your email, folks. It'll accept your email. Right? Sometimes a lot of people put errors in. Put your email in correctly. Yeah, double check your email. That's it. How? How to what? What's the question? It's for me. If you're ready to talk about clean eating, that's what we're here to talk about. Clean eating, folks. Do me a favor. Put it in the chat. Who enjoys counting calories? When they say, "Hey, it's time to lose weight. It's time to lose 20, 30 pounds," but to do that, we're going to need you folks to count these calories. That's what we're going to need. We're going back to the board now, folks. We're going to go back to the board now, folks. I don't. You don't like counting calories? You don't? Who else hates counting the calories when they say, "Damn it, we need you to lose some weight, but to do that, we're going to need you to count all these calories, man." You want to break free from that freedom. Listen, you're tired of the calorie counting. If your blood sugar is super, super high, it's time for some change. It's time to do something a little bit different. This is hard. Changing your lifestyle is hard. It's difficult, right? Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there except for regret, okay? Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but the only thing that grows there is regret. Think about that. I'm going to teach you how to get outside of your comfort zone. Somebody just signed up for the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. What if there were a different way, folks? What if there were a different way to actually lose the weight? What if there were a different way to control your blood sugar? What if there were a different way to do it instead of just taking medication all day, every day? What if there were a different way? Here it is. It's called the clean eating plate, folks. It's called the clean eating plate. So instead of counting all those calories to maintain your weight, to lose the weight, instead of doing all that, why don't you do something a little bit different? Watch this. The stuff that everybody hates doing. Why do we hate doing it? It's because it's so tedious, time-consuming, all of that. We hate it. We're going to talk all things eating right now, folks. All things eating. I'm going to answer all your questions. So hold your questions as much as you possibly can. Then I'll try to get to the questions right after each session. But right now, class is in session. So it's going to be harder for me to get to the questions. I can get some here and there, but here we go. Class is back in session. We're talking about what to eat. Fill your plate like this instead. Non-starchy veggies. Non-starchy veggies. What kind of non-starchy? What are non-starchy veggies? Like non-starchy veggies? What the hell are non-starchy veggies, Kelley? Well, non-starchy veggies are things like broccoli, cauliflower, kale, spinach, arugula, asparagus. There's a whole list of these things, but just put in the search non-starchy veggies. Put non-starchy veggies in a search, and you'll get a list of what all the non-starchy veggies. It's a category. So fill your plate 50% of those. Mushrooms you can throw on there. 25% what? Okay, now we're up in the ante. All right, we got the lawn. They're mowing my lawn right now, so you might hear some loud stuff. But I got you. Don't worry. Proteins. What kind of proteins? The lean ones we talked about earlier. Whatever protein it is that you eat. Listen, I'm not here to tell people what to eat. You eat whatever it is that you eat. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's chicken, whether that's turkey, whether that's salmon, whether that's tofu, tempeh, eggs, whatever it is that you eat. You know what I'm saying? That's what you eat. You know what I mean? That's what you eat. It's totally up to you. The things that we want you to stay away from, that we prefer that you stay away from, are the processed meats. Processed meats, like we talked about. Bacon, salami, pepperonis, hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that you want to stay away from. Processed meats increase diabetes by 11%. That's a very great stat. It is. It does increase it. And along with them being group 1 carcinogens as well, right? They can cause a lot of very damaging health condition that starts with a C. You know the one that I'm talking about. Very, very damaging health condition. That's what a group 1 carcinogen is. You eat enough sodium nitrate. That's what's on there. The sodium nitrate. You eat enough of that from the processed meats, it will catch up to most people. It catches up to. Eating too much sodium nitrate. Yeah, that's where you get it from, the processed meats. The bacons and the salamis and the hot dogs and all that stuff. So whatever the protein is that you choose, except for the processed meats. The fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, almonds, things like pistachios, the 3 oils. If it's not avocado, coconut, or olive, avocado, coconut, olive. Those are the 3 oils. If it's not any of those 3 oils, do me a favor and throw that out. If it's not any of those 3 oils, do me a favor and throw it out. Because those are what's called processed. Those are processed oils. Right? Those are seed oils or ultra processed oils. The amount of stuff that they had to do behind the scenes to be able to put that, to be able to make that thing edible. And those other oils that you see, other than avocado, coconut, or olive, if it's not any of those 3, you got to throw it out. Do me a favor right now and go to your pantry. Go to your pantry right now and do me a favor and take that thing and throw it out. Go to your pantry, grab the canola oil, that yellow tub. You know that yellow tub? Go grab that yellow tub and go throw that thing out. Because those are seed oils, and you don't want those in your life. I promise you don't. So avocados, nuts, and seeds, the 3 oils that we talked about, pistachios, almonds, all of that stuff. Those are healthy fats. Chia seeds. All right, here we go. Look, check it out. Carbs and fruit. Look at that. Carbs and fruit. What kind of carbs, Kelly? Well, pretty much any kind of carbs that you want except for the ultra-processed carbs. The ultra-processed carbs we stand away from. We stand away from the chips and the cookies and the ice cream and all. That's not, we're talking about complex carbohydrates. We're talking about things like rice and potatoes, you know what I mean? Rice, potatoes. Corn, you can do corn, right? But again, corn is, just know that corn is a lot of, try to get the most organic corn that you possibly can, right? But there's a very, very specific rule. Very, very specific rule when it comes to carbohydrates. And that is, you can go down, but you can't go up. You see where I got that down arrow? There's a down arrow right there. You can go down, but you can't go up. You're like, what do you mean you can go down, but you can't go up? I'll put it down further so you can see it. There's a very specific rule. Check it out. Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean. We talked about the carbs, whatever kind of carbs, rice, potatoes, whatever kind of rice that you want, because there's a very specific rule. It could be white rice, it could be brown rice, it could be black rice. Whatever the rice is that you love is whatever. That's the rice that you do. Pasta, prefer you do the single ingredient pasta, things like chickpea pasta and lentil pasta. Not the old school pasta. We don't want to do the old school pasta. But the reason that you can have all this stuff is because you're obeying a very specific rule. Very specific rule. And that rule is to never go up on the carbohydrates. Never. Check it out. You can get so creative with this thing, watch. You can get so creative with it, well, look. You can even go get yourself a plate. Look, you can even go get yourself one of these plates. You can get so creative that you can go get yourself a freaking plate. This is called the clean eating plate. You can go get yourself one. Just got me some of them plates. There you go. We just got you some. And you can use this little stuff that I'm teaching you all right here in your everyday life. You can use it in your everyday life. You can take your plate with you everywhere you go, and then you can be out there just, losing weight, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is, managing your blood sugar, having great numbers, whatever it is that you're doing, and you can use this plate as a tool. It's made out of straw. This is a straw plate. It's not plastic. It's straw. Very, very doable. And it's very, very big too. Look, it's big. And it's deep too. Look, it's deep. Okay? I've seen some of the plates out there. I've seen some of those plates. And some of those other plates, I'm just like, yo, where did you get that plate, man? I'm looking at it like, where did you get that plate, bro? That's a tiny plate. Not even your 5-year-old would get full off. Your 5-year-old wouldn't even get full off of that clean eating plate that you got. Where did you get that one from? No wonder you're always hungry. The best one that I've seen of these here are in my showcase. You go get it out of my TikTok showcase, right? Go get you some of these plates. And they come in a set of 5. Come in a set of 5, go get your plate. You can make your life a whole lot easier. A whole lot easier. You can reheat the rice. That's fridge, and what we call it glycemic. Yeah, that's getting super advanced on that one. Super advanced. It turned into a resistant starch. Yeah, super advanced. But this is it, folks. This is the start. This is the start. Here's how creative you can get. We're just building our plate right now. Check it out. But here's how creative you can get. Let's just say you come in one day, you're like, you know what, honey? Instead of doing all of these veggies over here, honey, instead of doing these veggies today, here's all of these veggies. Instead of 50% veggies, here's what I want. I want more protein today, honey. And you can flip your plate like this, and you, instead of your proteins being 25%, now your proteins are 50%. You can do 50% protein. You can, boom, bring your veggies down, your non-starchy veggies. You can bring that down to 25%, and then you can bring down your other carbs to 25%. I mean, you can keep your carbs at 25, or you can bring it down. Remember, you can't go up. You can change these other numbers. You can change the non-starchy veggies. You can change the veggies percentages around. You can change the proteins around, the percentage. You can go more protein, less protein, right? You can go more veggies, less veggies, whatever. You can go more, no, you can't go more, sorry. You can't go more carbs. You can go down, but you can't go up. When it comes to this side, there's a very specific rule over here. You can go down, but you can't go up. You can go down, but you can't go up. Very specific rule. Why is that? It's because we don't actually need that section. These are great to have, but we don't need them. These are great to have, but we don't need them. I mean, right here, these are great to have, but we don't need them. Well, what do you mean, Kelley, you don't need them? Well, you ever heard of essential fats and essential proteins? Well, those are called, essential fats are called omega-3 fatty acids, okay? And then essential proteins are called amino acids. Have you ever heard of those? Essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. You ever heard that term before? Well, the reason that they're so essential is because you need fat and protein for you to be able to, for your body to make the minimal amount of glucose. For your body to make the minimal amount of glucose that it needs to survive, it will need fats and protein. That's why it's essential. There's no such thing as, did you know there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate? There's no such thing as that, as an essential carbohydrate. Why? It's because they're great to have, but we don't need them. They're great to have. They're for nice, clean energy. Carbohydrates, we need them for nice, clean energy. The point is, we don't need more than what we should have. It's kind of like when you water a plant. When you water a plant, if you give it too much water, if you give it the right amount of water, it's great. It's the same thing with your cells. If you give your cells the right amount of carbohydrates, great. It likes that. It loves it. It's great. It just moves. It's like great. The same thing with the flower. It just moves, in accordance. It's life. It's nutrient-rich soil, the sun, and water is all the plant needs to survive. And it's the same thing with your cells. You need some nice, quick energy. You need from time to time. You need some nice, quick energy from time to time. But it's what you do over the long haul. If you give your plants too much, water, that plant is eventually going to die. You give your plant too much water, it's going to pass away. Same thing is happening to your cells. You start getting too much sugar on your hemoglobin. You start getting too much sugar, which comes from over here. You start getting too much sugar on your hemoglobin. Guess what's going to happen? your engine's going to start to sputter a little bit. Your engine is going to start to sputter a bit. So folks, some carbohydrates are fine, but too much is the problem. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, do me a favor, folks, and share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling with this chronic health condition, insulin resistance, diabetes, all of that stuff. Man, share this live out there with them, folks. Share it. Debot that screen. Do me a favor, debot that screen. Let's get this thing up to 20,000, folks. Debot that screen. Share this live out with anybody that you know that is struggling. So that's it, folks. That's part one. That's part one of the formula of the clean eating plan. We're going to build on it, but I want to make sure that you're good to go on this. If you're ready for change, if you got to the point where you're like, I need help with this, Kelley. I need help with this, Kelley. And we'll get back to your questions. This is part one. I need help with this, Kelley. I'm like, all right, you need help with it. Here's what you can do. Number one thing, register for the quiz, boom. Click the link in my bio, boom. Register, and click on my picture again, register for the quiz. Register for the quiz, register for the master class, register for all of that. Here it is right here. Check it out. There it is, the link right here. Click that link, register for the quiz. Here it is for my other socials as well. Click that link in my bio in my description. You'll see it right there. Register for the quiz, register for the master class. Quiz, master class. We talk about the lifestyle medicine formula. This stuff's absolutely free. And then for my folks who are ready for serious change, they're like, Kelley, I need help right now. Here it is, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You need help with this, right? You need help with clean eating. You need help with regulating your blood sugar, to bring your blood sugar back because you tried everything. Like you tried everything and everything. Nothing's worked. I tried this, I tried that, I tried this. Well, I'm going to tell you, you ain't tried the 14 days with me, okay? You haven't tried hanging out with me for 14 days because it's different, right? Few people this morning have already decided to hang out with me for a few weeks. I mean, a couple of weeks, sorry. Not a few weeks, 2 weeks. This is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you're struggling with insulin resistance, if your blood sugar has gotten too high and you don't know what to do anymore, and you've taken all the meds that you can take, but now you're at the point where you're ready to take control of your blood sugar again, then you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If that's you. If that's you, you're talking over here, okay? If that is you, if you're struggling with that, your next step is to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Accept the challenge. It is $99 to join the challenge. But while I'm live, the live discount code, somebody said, should I do it while I'm live? Yes, I'd recommend you do it while I'm live because when you use that discount code FREEDOM, you're going to drop the price by $20. Take 20% off the price of $99, then it's going to be $79 to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, where everything's already mapped out for you. Literally, everything's already mapped out for you in this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. All you got to do, here's the thing, all you got to do is this. All you got to do is wake up or show up, you do the work, and then you do it again tomorrow. That's it. You just got to show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. Since the blueprint is already there for you, with the meals and all of that stuff's already there, and the recipes and all that's already there. All you got to do is wake up and do the work. And then wake up tomorrow and do the work again. And you keep on doing that for 14 days. You give me 14 days, and it will change your life. I promise you it will. It's different than anything you've ever tried. Just talk to the people who have joined the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If anybody joined the challenge, put a me in the chat. If you joined the challenge, put a me in the chat. But also, let's get back to your questions. It's not about getting paid, Dad Bellamy. It's about this. It's about there's a lot of free stuff in my channel, in my page. The quiz is free. The masterclass is free. I didn't hear you say anything about that. The quiz and the masterclass, 45-minute masterclass is absolutely free. All you got to pay is attention. You didn't say anything about that. But the challenge is for you. The reason that I got to charge you for the challenge is because if I give it to you for free, you're going to take it for granted. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, it got hard, so I decided to stop. I got it for free, so therefore I decided to stop because it got hard. But when people pay, they pay attention. When people pay a lot, they pay a lot of attention. If you want to join the challenge, you use that discount code. It's $99 to join the challenge. But if you want to use that discount code FREEDOM, $79 to join the challenge. It's an offer. You either accept the challenge or you don't. You know what I mean? The people who have accepted the challenge are at that point where they said, they drew a line in the sand that says, they've had that day. What day is that? The day that turns their life around. The day that they said is enough with this insulin resistance and diabetes and all that, and I want to be here for my kids, I want to be here for my grandparents, whoever, kids, whatever. That's who it's for. Okay? Me, like Lisa just said. Me. That's who it's for. Now let's get back to these questions about clean eating, folks. What questions do y'all got about this clean eating? No, we don't got anything. You're right, man. Things that don't cost, if it's free, you're gonna be like, bro, I got this thing for free. So when it got hard, you know what I did? I got up out of there. I left. I ain't doing that. It got hard. I didn't want to do it. And then when people ask about the challenge, how was the challenge? You're going to say, Kelley's challenge sucked. But the part that you're not going to tell them is the reason that you thought that it sucked is because he gave it to you for free. And when it got hard, you stopped. You're not going to tell them that part, okay? That's the part you're going to leave out of the story. All right, folks, any questions on this? No questions about what to eat for breakfast. No questions about this. No questions about that. No questions about clean eating? Wow, okay. Another quiet crowd. All right, cool. No questions about clean eating. Or y'all must be, do y'all come here every day and y'all already know all the answers? I got it. I got it. Here we go. Tim says me. There you go. Who's got questions? Nobody got questions? All right, here we go. It's great to keep hearing your motivation. I appreciate that, Tim. Thank you kindly, my good sir. What should I eat for breakfast? Ooh, there we go. I looked at there you go, the questions. All right, what should you eat for breakfast? First, let's label these things. Let's label what we got to eat. 1, 2, 3. Check it out. This is how we're going to do this. When you got your plate, remember that plate we got? Remember this? Remember our plate? Check it out. Remember that? Non-starchy veggies over here. Proteins and fats. Remember that section 2? Check it out. Here's what we're going to do for breakfast. It's called a savory breakfast, folks. A savory breakfast. And when I say a savory breakfast, I mean non-starchy veggies, proteins, and a fat. A non-starchy veggie and a protein and a fat. You're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, what's that? What's a savory breakfast? I can tell you it's not this. Here's what I'm going to tell you it's not first. It's not Captain Crunch. It's not Trix. It's not Fruit Loops. It's not Pop-Tarts. It's not Mom's pancakes. It's not any of that. They're Mom's pancakes. It's not waffles. It's not Dunkin' Donuts. Tim Hortons for my Canadians. It's not Tim Hortons. Here's what it is. It's something that you would normally eat for lunch. You eat it for breakfast instead. For instance, a savory breakfast is this. It could be something as simple as chicken. Chicken would be your protein. Broccoli would be your non-starchy veggie. And avocado would be your fat. Something as simple as that. Or it could be for protein, tofu scramble with some bell peppers with some nuts and seeds or an avocado. That's a savory breakfast, folks. It's a savory breakfast. It means non-starchy veggies and a protein and a fat. That's what you eat in the morning. Section 1, section 2. That can be full of veggies, proteins, and try to load up on as much protein as in the morning. The more you load up on protein in the morning, check it out, the more you're going to be fuller throughout the day. The more you're going to be satiated throughout the day. The more you're going to feel like, woo, I feel good. You know what I mean? I feel good. I feel great. I feel nice. And you know why it's important to have a savory breakfast? Because it gives you nice, clean energy throughout the day. Nice, clean, sustained energy, folks. It takes you off like this. Here's how your day starts off. Check it out. I want you to picture this. If you've ever flown on an airplane before, put me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. This is what it's like to have a savory breakfast. Put a me in the chat if you've ever flown on an airplane before. Eggs will go over here too. You can do eggs. You can do eggs, right? You can do eggs and avocado or nuts and seeds or whatever the fat is. Some people are like, hey, can I do a shot of olive oil? Sure, you can do a shot of olive oil. and some non-starchy veggies like broccoli or asparagus or cabbage or something, right? Yup. Good morning. Oh, dang it, I got thrown. What was I talking? What was I telling you guys to put me in the chat for? I said put me in the chat for so many things. What was I saying? I got sidetracked. I got started talking about something else. Me in the chat. What was I? Remind me. Hit me with the reminder, folks. What was I saying? Why was I telling you to put me in the chat? Oh, the plane. There you go. The plane. Back to the plane. When the plane takes off, right? Check it out. You've been in the airplane and it goes off slow. It goes and then it goes. You're on the ground and then it takes off. And when it gets to cruising altitude, you're like 30,000 feet. I mean, you're going like 500 to 600 miles an hour. That's why it only takes you a couple of hours to get from you. I live in Houston, from Houston to Atlanta. It only takes like 2 hours to get there. It's because the plane is going like 600 miles an hour. But they started off like this. And then when they got to cruising altitude, it took off. And then when you got to your next city, it brought the plane back down nice and slowly. Woo, brought the plane down nice and slowly, just like this. Here's how the plane was going down, nice and slowly. It's the same thing that happens when you eat breakfast, a savory breakfast. The plane will start up because what you're doing is you're giving yourself nice, clean energy. You're not spiking your blood sugar with any carbohydrate. You eliminate section 3 for breakfast. You eliminate section 3 because check it out. You don't want it to go up like a rocket. Like I grew up in Florida, and they used to the rockets, Cape Canaveral, from my house in Florida. When I was a kid, you grew up and you see the rockets, and they're shooting up like. They're shooting up like, oh, there's the rocket! Wow, the rocket! They're going fast, high. That's what happens whenever you eat sugar for breakfast in the morning. That's what happens when you eat a Homo Twinkie for breakfast in the morning. It's a rocket. That's what happens to your blood sugar. You don't want that. Because here's the thing. You know when they're shooting off that rocket and then all those parts are falling off? They hit the surface hard. You don't want that. You want it to be like a plane. Nice and slow. And then when it gets to cruising altitude, it goes. So instead of having a crash at 3 o'clock, instead of having that 3 p.m. crash at work, you know that 3 p.m. crash that you get at work? Instead of having that, here's what a savory breakfast will do for you. It's going to push you way past. You can be like, I'm going for a walk. It's 3 o'clock and I feel like going for a walk. Why? Because you're at cruising altitude. You're going like 600 miles an hour. That's what's happening to your blood sugar whenever you eat a savory breakfast. Specifically when you load up on protein. So if that's making sense to y'all folks about what it means to have a savory breakfast, put a me in the chat. I went a little longer on savory breakfast because I know that's a very, very important topic. Breakfast. People say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day. Appreciate that. I come with a new analogy every day. That's what I specialize in, coming up with simple ways to make it so you can understand what the hell is going on when you're eating this food, folks. What's going on with happening in your body? That's why I created the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge, because we got to get you back. We got to start the whole thing over. We got to go fix your plane. Let's fix your plane so then we can get it back and we can take your blood sugar and we can let it go. You're cruising, get to the cruising altitude. Yeah, I do come up with a new analogy every day. So that these things just come to me. It's my talent. It's my gift. People are like, everybody's got a talent. What's their gift? Here's my gift. I can take complex information and I can take it and I can spin it into an analogy so that you get it. I can do that. I can do that I've been doing this for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? That's my gift. Specifically health information. It doesn't even matter what it is. I worked in corporate America for 13 years. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I'll take something complex and spin it into something that you can dude, I never understood it like that. I get it now. I don't have any questions, bro. What does intermittent fasting? What about intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is good if you use it as a tool. You got to use it as a tool. If you're not metabolically flexible, I don't want you to be intermittent fasting. But you want to intermittent fast. You want to start with at least 12 hours a day on fasting. You want to start at least 12 hours a day. So that's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Boom, fasting. Boom, fasting. 7 a.m. The next week go 13 hours. Next week go 14 hours. Next week go 15 hours. Next week go 16 hours. Change it up every 7 days. If you want to build up to 16 hours of fasting, you build up to it. You train your body to do it. You just don't jump into it. It's kind of here it is. You know I love these analogies. I just thought of this one too. Kind of like a marathon. You ain't just gonna wake up and go run a marathon. A marathon, 26.2 miles. You ain't just gonna wake up and do that. So here's the thing. You gotta train for that marathon. You gotta run and run and run and run and run and run and run. And when you can't run anymore, you just keep on running. That's how you train for a marathon. And it's the same thing when you're training your body to fast. You just can't jump into fasting. You got to train your body to fast. And you do that just like that. 12 hours one week, then 13 hours, then 14 hours, then 15 hours, then 16 hours. The next thing you know, you're metabolically flexible. How do I get the 14-day challenge? Here it is by clicking the link in my bio right here. Right here. You click right up here, and then you click on my picture again, and then you come to this right here, that link right here. So click right up here, click on my picture again, look at my face again, and then click that link right there. And there it is. There's the quiz, there's the master class, and look, check it out. Here's the challenge right here. Quiz is free, master class is free. Quiz is free, masterclass is free, folks. Same thing over here on my other socials over here. Click that link in my description. That's what the quiz is. Go take the quiz. It's a 2-minute quiz to understand and learn your diabetes management style. And that's all right here. Right there. Boom. So quiz, masterclass, learn the formula, the lifestyle medicine formula. Right? Absolutely free to watch the masterclass, to register for the masterclass. And then finally, the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Here's how you join the challenge, folks, right here. This is where the challenge is. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. This is how you join. Use the discount code FREEDOM. It's $79 to join the challenge. Everything else is free. $79 to join the challenge. Use that discount code FREEDOM. You're joining the challenge. What is the challenge? It is a blueprint. I'm taking you outside of your comfort zone for 2 weeks. It's like comfort zone, we're tearing it up. And we're writing a new script. We're fixing your plane, and then we're gonna put it back on the tracks, and then we're gonna take it off real slow. Get it to cruising altitude, and then we're going to bring it back down slowly. Every night, we're going to bring it back down slowly. Here we go. Back to the questions. What about bread? Bread can go here, right? Bread's over there. Bread's over there, right? But don't go crazy with your bread. Remember the percentages, right? Remember the percentages. Try to stay away from bread as much as you can. You can have some bread, but try to stay away from it as much as you possibly can. Remember this, go down, but not up. You can go down, but you can't go up. And remember, we're not doing processed carbs. We're trying to stay away from the processed carbs and refined carbs as much as we possibly can. But I know in real life, people are like, man, I want some bread, you know what I mean? If you're going to do some bread, do some Ezekiel bread. Prefer you not do any bread at all. But if you're going to do some bread, do some Ezekiel bread. But is fasting actually good for type 2 diabetic? I mean, really good for type 2 diabetic. Yeah, it really is. But like I said, you have to train your body to do it. You cannot go run a marathon if you have not trained for the marathon. I fast 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. There it is. That's how many hours? 16 hours. There you go. 16 hours. If you train yourself to do that, fantastic. Boom. Laugh out loud. I do simplify, and I work in corporate America. Can you simplify in that for us, Nate? What? Work in corporate America? Yeah, I worked in corporate America. I was in oil and gas. I was a trainer. I was a corporate trainer in the oil and gas industry for 10 years. So I taught a lot of classes over the past 20 years. I taught a lot of people a lot of classes, a lot of stuff. Started off in the Navy. That's where I started. At the Naval Academy. That's where I learned how to teach. So from then on, boom. Corporate America, all of that stuff. Now I'm here teaching y'all. Okay? Can you skip meals with type 2 diabetic? If you train yourself to do that, you can. That's all about fasting, right? Same thing. Thanks. I sure would have started with 16-8. Yeah, you would have tried that. You would have tried that, Tiff. You would have tried to start with, if you're severely insulin resistant, and if you would have tried 16-8, you'd have been like so mad at yourself, like, why can't I make it 16? You'd be like, oh, like hurt, like, head, like, most of the time you'd be feeling miserable. Why? It's because you haven't trained your body to do that. Your cells are used to eating all the time. They're used to eating all the time, having sugar all the time. You go that long without eating, yeah, your body's gonna let you know. Thank you for the daily hardness. Let's see here. Thank you for all those free tools, man. You're quite welcome. Look at the free tools on there. There's a lot of free tools on my page. There's a lot of free tools. Go get them. It's like Disney World for a diabetic, right? Like just like grab and go, like You can make it like Halloween. You know when you were a kid and you just wanted all the Halloween stuff, all the candy, give me all the candy. But your mom took it from you. Your mom took your bag out, your Halloween candy bag. You're like, yo, mom, where's all my candy? And she hid it from you. You're like, dang, mom, I wanted to get all that candy, but you couldn't. But now as an adult, you can. All you got to do is go click that link in my bio, and you can. What you had to remember when your mom took that candy as a kid, how that felt. Now you can get that feeling all back at one time. If you click that link in my bio, just grab all those free tools off of there. And then when you're ready for serious change, you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. When you're ready to, if you've tried all of the stuff, if you're ready to say, listen, man, I tried all of this stuff. My blood sugar's so high all the time. I don't know what to do, Kelley. I've taken all the medications. If that's you, then join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Use that discount code FREEDOM if you're joining the challenge for $79. If that's you, though. If that's not you, then totally, I get it. Back to the questions. Even wheat bread, macaroni and cheese, mac and cheese, even wheat bread. I put the H before the W, even wheat bread. You go in that category, right? Try to avoid it as much as you possibly can. When you get back into the normal range, when you get back and you're insulin sensitive, you can have bread again. When you get back into the normal range, though. But if you're not in the normal range, you stay away from bread, alcohol, all of that. Mac and cheese. All right, stay away from even keto bread. Stay away from it as much as you can. If you want to have some keto bread, all right, cool. Make it a very small percentage of the time. The same thing with Ezekiel bread. Make it a very small percentage of the time. How much does monk fruit raise your sugar? None. Right? It's not going to raise your monk. It's not. It shouldn't. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Those are the three. Monk fruit, stevia, allulose. Those are the three. What fruits are okay or not? Berries are great. Berries are great. Here's the thing. You can have any fruit. Here's the rules. Here's the rules for this game. Thank you for asking that question. We're talking about clean eating right now. Let's answer that question by an example on the board. The question is, what is the question? What fruits are okay or not? Think of fruit like this. Remember 1, 2, 3? Think of fruit as a dessert. Remember your veggies first. You want to eat those first. Then you want to eat your proteins and your fats. You eat those second. And then when you eat your proteins and the fats second, then you eat the carbs last. You eat the carbs last then. Right? And what you want to do that is here's why. It's because now you got some clothing. Now you got some clothing on those carbohydrates. Now you got some clothing on those fruit. So as I said, as I thought of yesterday, do not eat naked fruit. Do not eat naked fruit. I gave the story yesterday of, as a kid, I grew up and there was a nudist colony. And they had a big brick wall and you couldn't see over it. Because the people were naked. Right? I want you to think about your fruit the same way. Don't eat naked fruit. Meaning, if those people from the nudist colony decided to come out into the real world, they'd have to put some clothing on before they came out to go to the grocery store, wouldn't they? They'd have to put some clothing on. So it's the same thing with this fruit. If you're going to eat some fruit, don't eat it naked. You're going to have to put some clothing on it first. Okay? You're going to have to put some clothing on it first. What's the clothing? Proteins and fats, veggies. Proteins and veggie, fiber, fats, protein. That's the clothing. That's the clothing. Put some clothing on your daggone carbs. Don't eat naked fruit or carbs. Don't wake up in the morning and eat a bowl of rice. Don't wake up in the morning and eat a bowl of rice. You feel what I'm saying? Don't wake up in the morning and eat a toast and jelly. Toast and jelly is your breakfast. Don't eat toast and jelly, toast and jam for breakfast, man. Don't do it. Remember that rocket we talked about? Here's what's happening when you eat toast and jam for breakfast. Rocket. By itself. Rocket. Remember rocket versus the plane? Rocket versus the plane. You want your blood sugar to be on the plane, not the rocket. That's it. That's the rule we're talking about. So have whatever kind of fruit that you want. I'm saying basically all I'm saying. Have whatever kind of fruit that you want. As long as you obey the rule. Obey that rule. Bread, again, let's stay away from bread as much as we possibly. Yeah, you can have bread, but again, you got to be very strategic with bread. You can have rye bread, great. You can have that. But again, you want it minimal. You want to focus on the real food as much as you possibly can. The less the process, the better. When we're talking about reversing diabetes, folks, this is what we're talking about. We're not playing around. We're not like trying to take shortcuts. We're not trying to take shortcuts. Like I didn't take any shortcuts. You can't take any shortcuts. Here's the only shortcut that you can take. And it's called the ultimate shortcut. It's to show up, do the work, and do it again tomorrow. That's the ultimate shortcut. Show up, do the work, do it again tomorrow. What's the work? All this stuff I'm telling y'all right here is the work. Eat your food like this, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3. Go get yourself a plate. Getting yourself a plate is part of the work. Go get yourself a plate. One of these clean eating plates like we've been talking about, that's part of the work. let's see. Should beginners start fasting with 8-4, then increase from there? 8-5-6. No, 8-4. What do you mean? You want to go like this. If you want to talk rules, you can do this. You can do 4-4-12. You're like, well, what's 4-4-12? I just remember 4. Write this one down. You want to do rules? 4-4-12. What's 4-4-12? 4 hours between breakfast and lunch. When you have breakfast, wait 4 hours before you have lunch. When you have lunch, wait 4 hours before dinner. That's 4-4, and then 12. 12 hours after dinner. That's a fast, right? You can start that. You can start training your body that way. If you're a beginner, people say if you're a beginner, start like that. 4-4-12. Go 4 hours. Have your breakfast and don't have anything for 4 hours. There's just some water. Hydrate yourself for 4 hours. And then lunchtime comes, don't have anything for 4 hours. Nothing except for water. Hydrate yourself. And then see how you feel. You're just training yourself. Like we talked about that marathon, right? You got to train. This is like train yourself. And then next, you go 12 hours. And then you can start increasing that 12 hours to 13 hours the next week. And then you still go to 4-4-4-4. Then you go 4-4-13, 4-4-14, 4-4-15, 4-4-16. You get it? What does that equal? 4? 4 is 8. Plus 16 is 24. That's a whole day. And you just train your body to fast. So now your body is so adept at so well trained at switching between glucose and burning fat. That's what it means to be metabolically flexible, folks. That's what it means to be metabolically flexible. So which bread is the best one to eat for diabetic? Again, prefer you not eat the bread. Come on now. Prefer you not eat the bread. But if you do eat the bread, do things like keto bread or Ezekiel bread. Prefer you not though. But if you do, keto bread, Ezekiel bread, that was okay. All right, but I put the caveat, prefer you not. Remember I said that. Can you repeat the order of the food? Eating. I got them labeled here. 1, 2, 3. Look. Non-starchy veggies. 1, that's why they're labeled. 1, get yourself a plate, right? And then 2 is the proteins and fats. 1, 2, 3. That's the order of the food. Fiber first, proteins and fats. So if you do a smoothie, make sure you put some avocado or spinach in it. Yeah, exactly. So if you do a smoothie, make sure you put some avocado, the healthy fat, exactly. So if you're doing a fruit smoothie, right, check it out. You want to make sure you put some fats in there, what you said with the avocado. Boom. You can throw some protein, good protein powder in there. And then you can do, what else did you say? Some spinach. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. That's a beautiful smoothie right there. It's a very blood sugar friendly smoothie right there. Chia seeds, good fiber. Yup. Chia seeds gonna go right here. Chia seeds gonna go right there. Good fiber. Chia seeds. Great one. I forgot about that one earlier. I mean, it's a good for fiber and it's a good for fats, right? Good fiber, good fat for the chia seeds. So you got double on the chia seeds. So ding, ding, ding. You want to know a cool trick, folks? You want to know a cool trick? We talk about fiber first. Thank you for talking about the chia seeds. The fiber first goes like this, folks. Get some chia seeds. Eat that like 5 minutes before your meal. Take like a teaspoon of chia seeds right before your meal. If you're brave like me, I just take them to the head and I wash them down with some water. Okay? I'm hardcore. Or you can take them, they're already free. You can sit them in some water for a while and let them soak up the water and let them turn into gel. And you eat that like a Jell-O about 5 to 10 minutes before your meal. You eat that Jell-O, the chia seeds, the chia pudding, and watch what will happen. You're going to get so full so quickly, you're going to be like, ooh, I'm full. Woo! I'm full quickly. Well, I'm full. Why? It's because you ever see the chia seeds when they start getting all churny and nasty looking and like gooey looking? Yeah, that's what's happening in your stomach. But it's a great thing when it's happening in your stomach. It's a great thing because the fiber is slowing. That's the fiber. It's going to slow down how quickly all of the carbohydrate molecules hit your bloodstream. So if you do the chia seeds plus some non-starchy veggies plus the fat and protein, man, you eat those carbohydrates last. That's why they're last, number 3. It's not even really going to affect you as much. Your blood sugar ain't going to take off like a rocket. You put some clothing. You had put some clothing. That's why it's called clothing. You put clothing on your carbs. Remember the analogy about the nudist colony? If those people came out into the real world, they'd have to put clothing on first. So this is what I mean by putting the clothing on your food, folks. That's what the clothing does, Tim. Put some clothes on, man. What about an English muffin? No. The breakfast you want it to be. You don't want number 3 for breakfast. You don't want number 3 for breakfast. No such thing as essential carbohydrate. You're right, Craig. No such thing as an essential carbohydrate. It's only essential fats and essential proteins. Too much bread not good for you. Anyway, yeah. You right, boss man. What kind of nuts and seeds are good? Pistachios, almonds, pecans. What else did I say? Pistachio, almond, walnuts. These are good ones. These were good ones. Right? These are good ones. What's a good protein powder? The one with the least amount of ingredients? Go to this app right here. Go get to this app right here that says Yuka. Y-U-K-A. I don't even know where to put it at. Y-U-K-A. Go get that app right there. And it's going to tell you, go get that app, and it's going to tell you if what you're about to eat is some trash or if it's good. It's going to give you a score. You scan the app, you're at the grocery store, and you use the app, and you scan it. That's that quickly. I used it yesterday. I went to the store yesterday. Was it yesterday or it was day before yesterday? Day before yesterday, sorry. Went to the store. Here's what I did. I used my app, and I went over and I scanned some of the stuff that I was looking at. And based on that score, it's going to tell me. Based on that score, it's going to tell me if this is some good stuff or if this is something I should put back on the shelf. It's going to give you a number from 0 to 100. Based on what that number is, that is going to be the quality of that product. It's called the Yuka app. Go get that app. Tell me, man, it's a game changer. So that's what you can do for your protein powder. Go scan it, see which one is the best. I might need to do that chia pudding. I have diverticulitis and can't do seeds. Okay. I might do chia seeds in food, but I don't think I can take it like that. You gotta be if you're suffering from gut issues. If you're suffering from gut issues, yeah, it might throw you off. But here's the thing: you're gonna have to go through the fire. You're gonna have to go through the same thing. Here's the thing: what I said earlier. Here's what I said. Remember what I said earlier? If you're just doing this, here's what I said. It says, the same fire that melts butter also hardens steel. So check it out. If you're suffering from gut issues, here's what it means. It means that your gut's been destroyed. A lot of people say, yeah, I get gassy, or maybe I'll eat some beans. Here it is. I'll eat beans. Here it is. Watch this. I'm going to answer this one. Watch this. Let's answer this question about beans. Why do you get gassy with the beans and all of that, right? Beans are a superfood. You wonder why beans are a superfood? Here's why. It's because they're a resistant starch. People was asking about resistant starches earlier. A resistant starch is something that cannot be digested. It cannot be digested. So therefore, as a result, when you eat the beans, they're resistant. They're resistant something. What are they resisting? Oh yeah, they're resisting digestion. You can't digest these things. So when you eat them, they go all the way through your small intestines, undigested. When it goes into the large intestines, when it goes into your small intestines, it's supposed to be getting digested at that point. It's supposed to digest the stuff. But with beans, they're a resistant starch. They can't be digested. So you're like, well, Kelley, that's not good. Why would I eat that if I can't digest them? Well, here's why. Here's why you get gassy and all that stuff. It's because it went through your small intestines undigested, and then when all that fiber got to the small intestines, now your gut bacteria has to eat the fiber. They eat the fiber. But if you're not used to that kind of fiber, if your body is not used to having that kind of fiber, what's going to happen is when those gut bugs start eating all of the bacteria, all the fiber, you will feel the signs that, oh, a little gut discomfort. Oh, it's like, oh, I got some gut discomfort. The reason you got gut discomfort is because you don't have the right gut bugs, the right gut bacteria to digest that fiber. All the fiber from the beans. It's why you get gassy, because all of the gut bugs are eating. Just think of the gut bugs are eating. They're eating the fiber, but they're not used to that kind of fiber. So they're letting off all the excess, all of the excess air and gas and all that stuff. So I say all that to say is, the same fire that melts butter, it also hardens steel. Same fire. So what do I mean? What do you mean, Kelley? I mean that for your gut to turn over, for your gut to be healed, you're going to have to go through the fire. You're designed to have fiber. You're designed to have beans. You're designed to have fiber from non-starchy veggies. You're designed to do that. But you get gassy and all that stuff because, like, I eat beans now. I eat beans. I don't get gassy. I'm regular. It's all good. It's a normal part of my life. Adding beans to my diet. Pinto beans, black beans, navy beans, cannellini beans, red beans, whatever your favorite bean is. We're talking the dry beans, the ones that you cook yourself, those dry beans. The ones that you gotta soak. You soak them, that's great. That's gonna knock down some of the gas. You soak them. So this is it, folks. This is you were designed to have fiber, folks. You're designed to have all of this stuff. It shouldn't be affecting your gut like that. The reason that it's affecting your gut is because you haven't had it for so long, or if your body is you developed the wrong gut bacteria. It's like the gut bacteria have taken over. Like the bad guys have taken over. We're taking over. The bad guys, the bad gut bacteria. And so as soon as some of the good guys start coming in, these good guys, they start getting beat up. Until eventually, there's more good guys than the bad guys. And then that's how you turn over your gut, folks. That's it. That's how you turn over your gut. You got to put more good guys than bad guys. And then that's it. But here's the thing, though. You can eat beans with all these other categories, but you cannot eat beans and rice together. That is one thing that you cannot do, is eat beans and rice together, folks. You eat beans and rice together, that is a no-go. That is a no-go. No beans, no rice together. Because basically you just turn the tide. Okay? Beans were a superfood, but when you combine it with the wrong partner, meaning the carbohydrates, the rice, the potatoes, if you're insulin resistant and you combine beans with the wrong partner over here, that's gonna be detrimental to your blood sugar. It's gonna be detrimental to your blood sugar. Thank you, Jessica. So beans and rice, don't do it together. Don't go to Popeyes and get the doggone red beans and rice. I know you want to. I know you want to go to Popeyes and get that red beans and rice. Right? Everything you do, right, is dictating the choices. It's the choices that you're making in day-to-day life. It's going to dictate what's going to happen to your blood sugar. The choices that you make. That's how you do it, folks. That's the clean eating plate. That's it. That's the clean eating plate. Now this is advanced stuff, though. This is advanced stuff. This is stuff you do instead of when you fit this into your life seamlessly. When you start doing some trial and error and seeing how this plate fits into your life, and how you can play around with the plate, play a game of chess. You can fill your plate. You can fill your plate which way depending on how you're feeling. Then you feel like more protein, whatever. The plate, get yourself one. Get yourself one. You can get one out of our TikTok shop. Those are the best ones that I've seen, folks. And here we go. We're gonna get to your questions. We're going to get to your questions. Any questions over here? No questions over on that side. Folks, if you're ready for change, this is it. If you're ready to get out of your comfort zone, like I said, it's a beautiful place. Your comfort zone is a real beautiful place. But nothing grows there but except regret. That's the only thing that grows in that comfort zone is regret. You're like, dang. It's a beautiful place. It's comfort zone. This is the work you're going to have to do, folks. I told you there are no shortcuts. You show up, you do the work, you do the work again tomorrow. You show up, you do the work, you do it again tomorrow. What's up, J Money? All right, that's it for the questions, folks. That's it. We're ready to go. Are there any more questions? All right, let's get to the question. We went over that. We finished that. Sorry, more questions. Quiz masterclass, folks. Register for the challenge. Join this 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you have been struggling with high blood sugar, you've been on that blood sugar roller coaster, and you're tired of it, you've been on it for many, many years, and you're like, this is my stop. You want to get off of that roller coaster, that blood sugar roller coaster, the high, the low, the lows. You want to join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You click that link in my bio, you register for that challenge. Click right up here. This is the last one. I mean, not the last, this is the last one, and I'm going to show you, we're going to get to your questions. Oh, wow, did not know you couldn't combine beans and rice. You can if you're insulin sensitive. But if you're not, if you're insulin resistant, you shouldn't be combining beans and rice. If you suffer from type insulin resistance, diabetes, everything insulin resistant, you should not be having beans and rice together. That's rule number one. Okay? Rule number one. Here, look. The quiz, the masterclass, all right here. Click that link in my bio. The challenge, everything is right here, folks. Here it is. The quiz, the masterclass. If you're here, click the link in my bio on my other socials as well. Click the link in my bio. It's in my description as well. It's going to be that first link. And then you're going to come to something that looks like that. There's the quiz, the masterclass, everything. The quiz, the masterclass, you name it. Check it out. Quiz free. Go take the quiz. Understand and learn your diabetes management style. Have you taken the quiz yet? Have you taken the quiz yet? That is the question. Have you taken the quiz? The next thing becomes, do you know your style? Thank you. Tiff is me. Do you know your style? Right? Do you have you taken the have you registered for the masterclass where I break down the lifestyle medicine formula? The only way that you're gonna get your life back, the only way that you're gonna regain your health is through doing the work. What is the work? Having a peaceful mind. It's mastering this formula. It's called the freedom formula. Maintain your pace. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You just keep on doing that. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, maintaining my pace. That's it. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Watch the masterclass. It's absolutely free. But for my people who are ready for serious change, like quite a few people have been this morning, it is the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge right here. The orange one right here. 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. Click that orange one. That's where the challenge is. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. It is a blueprint. It is a formula. It is a formula that says, if you do this formula, I guarantee that if you do this, how it's designed, the challenge, the 14-day challenge, if you do it, how it's designed, you will get incredible results at the end of those 14 days. Your blood sugar will not look the same. You're going to get off the glucose. We call it getting off of the roller coaster. You're going to get off of the roller coaster, the high highs and the low lows. Now, are you still going to have diabetes? Yeah, you'll still be considered diabetes. It's 3 months to see if your stuff turned over. Then make another 3 months to see if it really worked, to see if you're really stuck. But in 2 weeks, here's what we're going to do. You hang out with me for 2 weeks. Here's what we're going to do. It will change your life. You hang out with me for 2 weeks. If you're suffering from those conditions like you just said, high blood sugar and all that stuff, you hang out with me for 2 weeks, it'll change your life. Because it's different, right? We're doing different stuff over here. We ain't doing that same old stuff that you tried before. How do I know that? How do I know it works? Because here's why. I created it. Here's why. Look. Here's why. Because I created it. Look. If you're just joining us, my name is Kelley, the Certified Holistic Nutritionist, coming to you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. But check it out. I wasn't always a nutritionist or a health coach coming at you straight from the airwaves of Houston, Texas. I was a guy who loved to eat. Look at that. I love to eat, folks. I love to eat. Look at that. Caught me with my hand in the cookie jar. Look at that. That was me. I was the biggest grasshopper in the world. What's a grasshopper? A grasshopper is someone who just hops around in the high grass without a care in the world. Without a care in the world. That's a grasshopper, folks. Don't be a grasshopper. See, we've all been grasshoppers in our day. That's why the quiz, if you go take that quiz, you're going to find out if you're an ant or a grasshopper. See? I was grasshopper mentality. That's who I am, folks. So I know exactly what you're going through. This is my story, but the question is, what's your story? It's not about my story, it's about your story. It's about you rewriting that script, like tearing up the script, like, I'm tearing up this script. So I'm not letting that define me anymore. That's why the name of my talks are always called Diabetes Doesn't Define You. It doesn't define you. It doesn't. You can let it define you, but it doesn't have to define you. You want to know who can define you? You can define you. You know what I'm saying? You can define you. Diabetes doesn't have to define you. You hang out with me for 14 days, we're going to put you through the test. We're going to put you through the ringer now. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. But everything that you want and don't have is literally outside of your comfort zone. Everything that you always wanted and you didn't have, you don't have, it's outside of your comfort zone. That's it. That's where it is. You want to join the challenge? Use that discount code FREEDOM. You join the challenge for $79. Those are for people who are ready for serious change. When they say, you know what? I've had it. Today's that day. I'm ready. I'm ready to join the challenge. I'm ready to be like the other 200 people who have joined this challenge. All right. The Nello drink is for, that's good for cortisol, right? Stress management. There's an ashwagandha. There's a whole bunch of goodies in there. When we talk about stress, yeah, that's a good one for that. Thank you. I will be joining the 14-day challenge. Yes, you want to do it, join the challenge. Tiff, you want to do it while I'm live because that's when the discount code is active. FREEDOM. That's the discount code today. You want to do that while I am live. Let's see here. When is your master class, and can you watch it anytime? It's an on-demand master class. I've already recorded it. All you got to do is go watch it. I've already recorded it. It's kind of like the movie. You know, when the movie comes to the theaters, you know that they've already recorded the movie, right? When it comes to the theaters. It's the same thing in this master class. It's the same thing in this master class. So that's it. That's it. Strap in, buckle up, strap in, and do it right. All you got to do is come in, watch the master class, do the work. That can't be you. A lot of people are thrown off by that. A lot of people are thrown off by that picture, okay? The reason people are thrown off by that picture, because like I told you earlier, if you're just joining us, people are thrown off, here's why. It's because I didn't do that in 2 weeks. I didn't do that in 2 weeks, by the way, folks. I did that over a series of a year. No more diabetes, no more heart disease. I went to the doctor, got diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. There we go. Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. Check your inbox. Check your inbox. Shout out to them. They're ready to they're ready to get off of that roller coaster. They're ready to get off of that roller coaster and regain their health. Shout out to you for doing that. Freedom is the discount code. Yes, one. Prioritize fiber, protein, healthy fats. Yes, that is what you want to do. I'm weak. Do you think I can make it happen? What do you mean you're weak? You think you can make it happen? Do I think you can make it happen? Do you think I can make it happen? I don't think you can make it happen. I know you can make it happen. The question is, are you ready to get outside of your comfort zone? Because everything that you want and don't have, Jessica, is literally, it is literally on the other side of hard or outside of your comfort zone. That's where it is. The second you get through something hard, guess what? The second you get through something hard, that's hardening. Like I said, that's steel, that's sword. Same fire that melts butter, it also hardens freaking steel. So when you go through the fire, you got to ask yourself, which one are you? Am I butter or am I steel? When you're going through the fire, Jessica, ask yourself, am I butter or am I steel? Am I going to melt or am I going to harden? Steel. It's what ninjas use. It's what samurais use. They use steel. I just don't usually challenge myself. Yeah, I told you, Jessica. But here's the thing. Comfort and growth cannot coexist. Comfort and growth cannot coexist. They can't. It cannot be summer and winter in the same place at the same exact time. It is impossible. You're quite welcome, Jessica. So that's it, folks. That's it. Is oatmeal good for diabetes? No. If you wake up in the morning, it can be, and it cannot be. Let me put it that way. But here's what you don't want to do is number 3 in the morning. You don't want to wake up in the morning, eat oatmeal and brown sugar in the morning. You don't want to do that, folks. You don't want to do that. Okay? That's going to send you, remember we talked about the rocket earlier? Are you going to be on the rocket? Would you rather be on the rocket or would you rather be on the plane? Because if you're just joining us, I don't know, I gave you an analogy earlier about what happens to your blood sugar when you eat certain foods. All right, so no oatmeal. If you're suffering from insulin resistance, we want you to stay away from that oatmeal. Stay away from that oatmeal. And there we go. Somebody just joined the challenge. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for accepting the challenge. You know, because they're ready to get off that road. They say, this is my stop. I'm getting off of this blood sugar roller coaster. This is my stop. So congratulations to them. Check your email. Be on the lookout for email from me. Check your spam. It's there. Where do we leave off on the questions? They use that discount code FREEDOM. You join the challenge for $79. Use that discount code FREEDOM. I'm already small, 115 pounds, 5 foot. I will lose more weight. You will lose more weight. Are you suffering from insulin resistance, high blood sugar? You suffer from high blood sugar? We ain't worried about the weight right now. We're worried about getting that blood sugar under control. Let's get the blood sugar under control first. Hang out with me for 2 weeks. That's all it's going to take. Hang out with me for 2 weeks. We're going to reset that thing. We're going to get you off of that roller coaster. This is your stop. Today is the stop. Here's your stop. Today. What about honey? No. What about honey? No honey. Okay? No honey. Honey is super concentrated. No honey, no agave, no none of that stuff. It's super concentrated. A little bit of honey, a teaspoon of honey is going to send your blood sugar so high that you couldn't even possibly imagine. Remember that rocket we talked about? If you're just eating some honey by itself, you don't have any clothes. If you got some clothing with it, okay. You got some clothing with it. If you're not eating it naked, all right. But if you're eating, you just come in the morning and you're putting some, getting your coffee and putting some honey in there, man, it's going to take your blood sugar off like a rocket. It's going to take your blood sugar off like a rocket. With the honey and all of that, it's going to take it off like a rocket. So no for the honey. Prefer you not do the honey. Agave, prefer you not do that as well. Right? Prefer you stay away from both of those. Why are we talking about? We're talking about getting on the airplane, not the rocket. Avocados. Yeah, avocados are great. The avocados are going to go right over here. That's where the avocados are going to go. What's your opinion on fasting? You just missed it, boss. We talked about fasting a lot, man. Fasting, train out in simple terms. Train yourself to fast. Train your body to fast, folks. Train your body to fast. Let's see. What about grits? Grits are going to be a no-go as well. Grits are going to be Cream of wheat is going to be an You're suffering from insulin resistance. You don't want to be having no grits and cream of wheat. No. Really great. I know from the like, but I'm from the South. It's impossible, man. I grew up in here. I grew up there. I grew up in the South too. My mom used to make some mean grits, right? But my mom used to make some mean pancakes. But not knowing what I know now about blood sugar, you don't want to be, you don't want to be with the grits. Okay? You don't want to be with mom's pancakes. With the honey on top. Someone's asking about honey. With the honey on top. That's going to send your blood sugar to I'm telling you, it's going to rock it. And it's going to stay in orbit for a while. Depending on how many pancakes you ate, your blood sugar can stay in orbit for a while. Diabetes number 4 months was 7. As of yesterday, it is a 12. Ooh, Val. I thought you were going to say the opposite. Okay? Yeah. It's time to go. You know what that means? It means that something in your lifestyle has went terribly wrong. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep, medication, something with the medication, steroids, something. Stress, something. We got to pinpoint and find out where it is. Why did it go from a 7 to a 12 in 4 months? That's crazy. That's hot. In 4 months? Yeah. I thought you were really going to tell me I went from a 7 to a 5.3 in 4 months. The time to act is now. Not now, but right now. Got it. Thanks. No doubt. What about neuropathy? Neuropathy is the same thing. What about neuropathy? How badly do you want to get rid of the neuropathy? Is the question. How badly do you want to get rid of it? That's the question. Or if it's bad enough that you say, I want to do the work? Because what neuropathy comes from is too much blood sugar for too high a blood sugar for too many years. And as a result, the nutrients can't get to your digits, the nutrients can't get to your toes, and enough oxygen-rich blood can't get there. The hemoglobin can't get there. The oxygen-rich blood, it can't get there. So as a result, your fingers start to tingle. And as the years go by, it goes from tingling to, man, they're not even coming up and they say, now we got to amputate your toe. It ain't tingling anymore. Your toe's been amputated. Your big toe, you took it. It's from too many years of high blood sugar. So neuropathy, if you want to start, you can do vitamin B1. Now, this is not medical advice. This is just friendly advice. I'm a nutritionist, and I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. I'm a health coach is what I do. Check this out. Vitamin B1 for neuropathy. Benfotiamine. It's a supplement. It's called benfotiamine. Start there. But ultimately, you're going to have to get the work done. Bring that blood sugar down to do the work. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. You got to do the work. But you can start off with benfotiamine, vitamin B1. Roadkill and grass and leaves cardboard as desert. Roadkill and grass leaves cardboard as desert. What do you mean by that one? I don't know. Clean eating is so hard. Working out is the easy part. Yeah, the clean eating thing is the part for most people. People can get the A and people can get the exercise right. They're like, the exercise is easy. The clean eating, woo, that one's gonna take some work. But check it out though. Here's how I want you to think about that. If you skip the clean eating, all you're doing is, even though it's hard, if you skip it, all you're doing is signing up for regret later. That's all you're doing. If you skip doing what's hard, all you're going to do is be signing up for regret later on. Like, damn, I should have did it. It was hard, but I should have did it. For instance, check this out. For instance, I'm going to give you a quick story. For instance, when I lost all my weight, when people were like, oh, that's not you, bro, that's not you. When people say, that's not you, Kelley, like, listen, look, that's not you. They say, that's not you, Kelley. That ain't you. Look, I'm wearing the same glasses right there. One's indoor, the other one's outdoor. They were like, that ain't you, Kelley. Oh. Those were just different mindsets. That's all it was. That's it. I decided to change my lifestyle. I decided to do what was hard. Was it hard to lose all that weight and all that stuff? Go in and eat healthy every day? For me, it wasn't hard. Here's why it wasn't hard. It's because I had enough reasons. I had enough reasons. So reasons come first and answers come second. If you got enough reasons, you'll find out the answers. You got enough reasons as to why you want to bring your numbers back to the normal range. You'll find the answers. I'm telling you, you will. You will. So reasons come first. Write that one down. Jot that one down, folks. Reasons come first. Answers come second. What the hell are the question is, what the hell are your reasons? This is your story. This is your book that you're writing. You're writing the story. It's your book. What are your reasons? When it's all said and done, when they close the casket on you, boom, when they close the casket on you, that's it for you. And it's game over for you. What's going to be written in your book? What's going to be written in your book? That's the question. What are they going to write? What are they going to write in your tombstone? They're going to say, here lies the person who suffered from diabetes and decided to not do anything about it, but they could have, type 2 diabetes, but they could have, but they decided not to, and they left 20 years too soon. That's called regret. That's what I tell you. If you skip it, if you skip doing what you have to do, you're going to regret it later. So just remember this. Do what you have to do as quickly as you can so that you can do what you want to for as long as you can. All right? So when things get hard, when you say, yeah, clean eating is the hard part, just think about this. I got to do what I got to do as quickly as I can. I got to eat clean as quickly as I can so that I can do what I want to for as long as I can. I want to hang out with my kids for as long as I can. I want to be a grandparent. I want to be, you know what? I want to hang out on this earth for so long that I want to be 99 years old and I want to have some great grandchildren. And then the next day is my birthday. The next day is your birthday. Then you turn 100. That is the story that you want to be written on your tombstone. How you live to 100 and you accomplished all this amazing stuff. That's what you want on your tombstone, don't you? I know it. So if that's what you want, you got to stop avoiding what's hard. Explain how insulin lowers your testosterone. Well, that's a good question, Terrence. How does insulin lower your testosterone? Here's how. Insulin is the most important hormone in your body. It is literally responsible for all like your functions, right? Including like, your main region. When people have erectile dysfunction, the reason that they have erectile dysfunction is due to this little thing called insulin resistance. The cells have built up so much insulin is there, and those little capillaries inside, the blood can't flow to it because it's too much insulin. The insulin is blocked. Insulin is responsible for, when you get excited, like insulin is like, it blows that area up so the blood, oxygen-rich blood can get to that area. But when you got too much insulin, here's what happens. You got a man, you got a woman. Man has testosterone, woman has estrogen. You got too much insulin, when that little signal to go from testosterone to estrogen, or vice versa, that signal is messed up. So that's why women that have PCOS and they can't, conceive, because they've got too much testosterone. Because when it tried to make that little conversion, when it got to her ovaries, it couldn't work. So therefore, too much testosterone carried over. And it's the same thing that happens for men. When you're insulin resistant, and you got to try to make that changeover from estrogen to testosterone and all that stuff, now it's messed up. So now you got too much estrogen. That's why men will develop like I did. You see what they call this? You know what they call this, right? They call it man beads. This is what I had. You talk about low testosterone. This is what they call, man bead. You know what I'm talking about. You know when they say man, that's what those are called. That's from a little bit too much estrogen. Why? That's because I had a little bit too much insulin flowing through my body. All right, look at that. There was nothing manly about that. Right? That's the estrogen testosterone balance. It's all thrown off due to too much insulin. All right? I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense about the testosterone and estrogen, combination? Put a hell yes in the chat if it makes sense, or if that like, I don't understand why women can't have babies, why they have PCOS, and why man has erectile dysfunction. Tim said that's a good enough reason for him. Yeah. On my stone, love, wine, women, and sewing. Okay. Fantastic. When does the challenge start? The challenge starts when you finish grocery shopping. You're going to get your list. You're going to get to your email and you're going to get your shopping list. You got all your shopping lists and everything there. It starts whenever you go to the store, get your food, and then when you got your food, you bought your food, your supplies, you're ready. Your supplies, you're ready for the challenge. Bang, boom. That's when your challenge starts. So it's not a specific date. It's when you get your challenge. You get your stuff ready. You get ready, boom. That's when the challenge starts. You want to join the challenge? Use this discount code, FREEDOM, folks. FREEDOM is the discount code. When did you decide to make the change? Well, I decided to make the change when the pain got too great. The only time I decided to make the change was when the pain got too great. You're like, well, what do you mean the pain got too great, Kelley? Here's what I mean. Let me get some water. Hold on. What do you mean the pain got too great, Kelley? Why did I decide to change? It's because 2 months before I took that picture, 2 months before I took this picture, it was called the day that turned your life around. 2 months before I took this picture, folks, my mother had just passed away from the exact same condition that I just got diagnosed with. But she passed away suddenly. And then I go to the doctor 2 weeks after taking this picture. Look at my grin. Look at my grin. I had no idea. Like, look at the grin on my face, folks. Look at that. I had no idea that 2 weeks later I was going to get diagnosed with diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. I had no idea. So my turning point was this. This is why I know that I'm the perfect guy to be your tour guide. I hit rock bottom when my mother passed away, and then 2 weeks later I got diagnosed with that same condition that she just passed away from. So that was my turning point. That was when I said, you know what, enough is enough. I just went on a mad mission. I wanted to know, A, why my mother passed away, and then B, what the hell that I just got diagnosed with. So I started doing crazy research. And I turned to find out, the more and more research I kept doing, the more and more research kept pointing me back to the food. It's the food and my lifestyle. It's my food and my lifestyle that has caused me to now have the same condition that my mother just passed away from 2 months later, 2 months prior. So that was my turning point. That's called the day that turned your life around. Have you had that day? That was my day. The question is, have you had your day? The day we said enough is enough with the excuses, enough is enough with this, that, whatever. Enough with all of that. Have you had that day? Annie, have you had that day? You just got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Have you had that day? The day that you said, I'm so sick and tired of this, I'm disgusted with this, my blood sugars have been high for so long, I don't know what else to do. I'm frustrated as hell. Have you had that day? Usually people don't have that day until they get in enough pain. You get in enough pain, this is the only two times that people will change. Pain and the fear of future pain. Pain and the fear of future pain. That's it. That's the only time that human beings will change or do anything. If it gets too painful, or if they think about the future pain that's going to happen, they'll change. But until then, human beings ain't going to do anything. That's just how we're built. Nothing against you, nothing against anybody, nothing against me. That's just how we are built, human beings. If you're ready, join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's $99 to join the challenge. But the live discount code, when I'm live, you want to do it while I'm live. We got 20 minutes left. You want to put this discount code FREEDOM right here. FREEDOM right here. Same thing over this side. FREEDOM. Click the link in my description. Here it is right here. That's TikTok, sorry. Here's a link right here. Boom. That's not it. Here's the link. It says Linktree. Boom. Click that link. Same thing over here. It says Linktree. All my goodies are there. The quiz, the masterclass, the 14-day challenge is here. Here it is. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you've gotten to the point where change isn't just desired, if you got to the point where you say, hey, my blood sugar is so high, it's been high for so long, I don't know what else to do. Why is my blood sugar so high? I've tried everything, and nothing has worked. I'm still on this roller coaster. You ready to take control of your blood sugar? Then you join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. You accept the challenge, right? If that's you, if you got to the point where your foot pain, like how do I get rid of the foot pain and the inflammation, like you just asked right there, how do I get rid of the foot pain? There you go, check it out. If you got so much inflammation, here it is. Then you should join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. If you got the foot pain, if you got all of this stuff, if you've had, like we talked about, having that day, a lot of people have to get into so much pain before they take action. You be like, hey, you ready to take action yet? Hey, you ready to change yet? Hey, you ready to change yet? Hey, you be like, no, I ain't ready to change. Hey, you ready to change yet? No, I ain't ready to change. Hey, you ready to take back with him in 2 years? Hey, you ready to change yet? No, I ain't ready to change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to change. But then you check back again with a little while later, like, hey, you ready to change yet? They'd be like, yeah, I'm thinking about changing because the pain is getting real bad. The pain is getting real bad, man. The pain is getting real bad. How do we join? Right here. Click the link right up here. Click on my picture. Click on my picture again. It's going to take you to my link, that link in my bio. Click on that bio. Click on that link. And then register. That's where you join the challenge. You use it says the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. It's the orange one. Put the word freedom in at checkout. Put that in. You're joining the challenge for $79. Not $99, but $79 to join that challenge. There's a lot of freebies on my page too. There's the quiz, the masterclass. I'm telling you, it's like tools, man. You can take all these tools like Halloween kid, like when you were a kid. You take all the Halloween candy, but your mom hid it from you. Now, your mom's not hiding it from you. Halloween, when you click that link in my bio, it's like if you're suffering from insulin resistance, you click that link in my bio, it's like reliving your childhood. It's like, Mom, remember when I went trick-or-treating and you took all of my candy, you said I cannot eat all of the candy, but you wanted to eat all the candy? Now you can. You click the link in my bio and get all the free tools off there. It's free tools off there. A lot of free tools. Alright? A lot of free tools. The quiz, the masterclass, but then the challenge. The challenge is the only thing that I got to charge you for, folks. The reason I got to charge you for the challenge is here's why. It's because it's real people getting real results in the challenge. So if I give it to you for free, you're not going to value it. You're not going to be probably not going to be one of the success stories, one of the many success stories, because, yeah, you got to be the one that put in the work. You put in the work in 14 days. You show up, you do the work, you do it again the next day. 14 days, your blood sugar is not going to look the same. I guarantee it. You're going to be like, what the hell have I been doing the last 20 years? Join the challenge, $79. Use that discount code FREEDOM. That's how you join. How much vitamin B12? Just go get yourself a methylated multivitamin. Go get yourself a methylated multivitamin. Methylated multivitamin. That's where you start with the supplements. Go start there. Not the regular one, but a methylated. There you go. Somebody just joined the challenge. There you go. Shout out to them. Check your email. It's going to be coming to your email. I'm going to check back with you. If you join the challenge, don't worry. I'm going to shoot you a personal text message. Don't worry. As soon as I get off this live, you join the challenge, you got a personal text message coming your way. I want to check in on you, make sure everything's good. But everything should have went to your email. So be on the lookout for a text message from me here soon. Spell it, please. Methylated. M-E-T-Y. I don't know. Let me see if I can put it down here. Methylated. It's M-E. Oops. M-E. Methyl. It's a Y. Methyl. Yeah. Methylated, okay, multivitamin. Start there. Start right there. Yeah, methylated. There it is. Methylated multivitamin. That's where you start. When it comes to the vitamins, don't get the regular ones, man. Don't get the regular ones that you see out there. All right, I'm going to sit down for the last 15 minutes. Can I sit down for the last 15 minutes? We're going to do a little Q&A, round robin Q&A. That's it, folks. Let me see. I'm going to sit down for the last 15 minutes of the day. Since class is pretty much over, we did a lot of classes. Now we're just doing the Q&A, folks. Bring my mic down. Here we go. All right, here we go. Back to the questions. Yeah, methylated. Thank you. You're quite welcome. I'm in Missouri City. You said you're located in Houston. I am in Houston. I'm on the north side. I'm on the north side of Houston. You're down there in Missouri City. You're in Mo City. I was living in Mo City last year. Just moved out of there last year, but yeah, we're back on the north side now. Started off in the north, then went to the south. Now we're back in the north, man. Yeah. Let's see. Let me see if I missed any questions. How you join? That's how you join. That's how you join the challenge. Yep, gynomastia. There you go, Catherine. There it is. Questions, folks. Which questions? It's Q&A time, folks. It is Q&A time. Let me flip it up. Let me flip it. Let me watch. Let me flip it. It's Q&A. I'm gonna flip my board. Watch this. I'm gonna flip my board. Let me see. I don't know how to flip my board. Oh, I think I know where it is. I don't know where it is. But anyhow, I told you I'm new to TikTok, folks. Share this live out with anybody. I know we're towards the end right now, but share this live out with anybody tonight. But now is your question and answer time. You got any questions over here on this side? You got any questions? Throw them in the chat. Don't be bashful. I got you. What are your thoughts about magnesium supplements? Yeah, magnesium. I take magnesium every night before I go to magnesium glycinate. Get it. Magnesium glycinate, very, very important. Right? You need magnesium, sodium, and potassium. So go get you some magnesium glycinate. Good magnesium glycinate something. Magnesium glycinate in period. Specifically. All right? Also vitamin D. Ooh, vitamin D, folks that are built like me, folks that got, melanin in their skin. Hold on. I gotta do a puzzle. People who've got melanin in their skin. You got melanin in your skin, man. You gotta be getting you gotta get yourself a nice quality vitamin D supplement. Right? Because our skin is built to reflect the sun. It's built to reflect the sun. And for those people who are having trouble sleeping, you want to make sure you get some sun before you go to bed. So you get the morning sun, the early morning sun, and then you want to get the evening sun. That tells your circadian rhythm what time it is. And it says, hey, it's getting ready to sleep. So you want to sleep like a champ? Go out, like I walk my dog right before I go to bed. I mean, not before I go to bed, right, like 30 minutes before the sun goes down. Like I'll take my dog for a walk. Go for a walk. But what am I doing there? Not only am I getting exercise and lifestyle medicine. This is lifestyle medicine, folks. I'm telling you, lifestyle medicine is some powerful stuff. So it's lifestyle first, medication second. You can start getting better sleep hygiene if you go for a walk when the sun is going down, or go out in your backyard and just get that evening sun. Stay out there for a little while, get some evening sun. When that sun goes down and when it starts getting deeper into the evening, you're going to start to notice you're going to start getting sleepier and sleepier. You're not going to have a problem falling asleep. Why? It's because your eyes know the difference between morning sun. When it's morning sun, your body says release cortisol. Release cortisol. That's what it says to do. A lot of cortisol. Max it out. In the morning, it's a different sun. You know how the sun looks a little bit different in the evening time? It's like orangey, like it's a little different. It's not like that in the morning. In the morning, it's like bright, like, oh God. But in the evening time, the sun is softer. You know what I mean? It's like the sun is not shining as hard. It's soft. The sunset is like, ooh, it's nice and cool and relaxing. Well, now you're sending a signal to your body, to your hormones to say, hey, melatonin. That's the evening sun. So melatonin is like, let's bring the melatonin out. Isn't it crazy how nature works? Isn't it crazy how lifestyle medicine works? And as a result, what's going to happen? Now you get into bed, you're having trouble falling asleep all the time. Now all of a sudden, then you add some magnesium glycinate with it. Now all of a sudden, you're sleeping like a champ, like, whoa. You're waking up feeling like I did this morning, like, oh, whoa. You're waking up feeling like a kid. You're waking up feeling like Dragonfly Jones, telling people silence. You know what I'm saying? Silence. This is lifestyle medicine, folks. This is serious stuff. Serious stuff. Let's see these questions. You said take vitamin D1 and some other word and neuropathy. Vitamin D1, benfotiamine. Benfotiamine. That's what it's called. It's a supplement. Benfotiamine. It's a crazy. You know, I got crazy words for stuff. Yeah. It said vitamin B1. Yeah. Well, what's good for lunch and dinner? You missed that part, man. We talked about clean eating, man. You missed the clean eating part, man. You can watch the replay. We got the replay on all the other socials over here. You can watch the replay, man. But what's good for lunch is you got to do that. You got to get yourself one of these plates, man. Get yourself a clean eating plate. Get one linked in my showcase. They're there, man. Get you one. Well, we'll be back more to talk more tomorrow about clean eating. But we're done with clean eating, man. We stayed a long time on clean eating. We'll get you though. We'll come back tomorrow though. Do you know about millet? Y'all, millet is great. Same thing though, but you gotta follow the specific rules though. There's specific rules when it comes to eating millet. Yes, you can eat millet, but there's a very specific rule. You can't eat naked carbs. So we talked about that in clean eating. Come back tomorrow, man, and watch the replay. Woo! And I'll tell you exactly how to eat. Watch the masterclass. Tell you exactly how to eat that. But it's a long topic. Clean eating is a long topic. Okay? Can insulin resistance be responsible for a hydrocele? Insulin resistance is responsible for damn near everything. Okay? It's responsible for damn near everything. I just joined. Can you talk about methylated multivitamins? Yeah, I can. Methylated multivitamins are different than the regular multivitamins. Here's the difference. It's methylated multivitamins. A regular vitamin. Let me give you an analogy. You know I love analogies. The difference between a regular vitamin and a methylated multivitamin is this. When you take a regular vitamin, and we are all different. Like human beings are all different. Like how our body responds is different. Like what I'm deficient in versus what you're deficient in is totally different. So basically, if you just take basically like some plain vitamins and you just give them to somebody, your body's just going to take that and be like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know what to do with this. Like, what is this? I don't know. And then mostly you're just going to lose it out through your urine. It's going to have yellow highlight urine. But it's kind of like some crude oil. If you took crude oil and you put it in your car, you took that black stuff out of that black oil, out of the oil ground, and you put it into your car, what's going to happen to your car? Yeah, it's going to break down. But here's the thing. If you refine it, and you refine it all the way down, and you turn it into some gasoline, then you can put it into your car. And it's the same thing that's happening to your body. When you eat when you just eat food and take in vitamins and all that kind of stuff, your body is just taking that like, this is crude oil. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And it starts figuring out what to do with it. When it's figuring out what to do with it, that's called methylation. It means it's activated. So now your body knows what to do with it because it's activated. It's easier for your body to absorb. It's like, oh, it's activated. I know what it is. It refined it. It's refined. Just like when you put the gas into the car, you can't put crude oil into your car. You got to refine it. The same thing with the food and vitamins. It has to be refined. So when you do methylated multivitamins, it's already refined down for you. It's already refined. So your body responds to it better. Because it's already activated. So that is the difference between a methylated multivitamin and a regular multivitamin. The regular multivitamins are nothing just doing basically this is just your urine is highlight yellow. That's about it. Okay? It's not really doing much but turning your urine highlight yellow. But when you methylate them, whoo, they're going to be yellow. They're still going to be highlight yellow, but they're going to be way more active. They're going to help you out. You're going to feel a whole lot better than just flushing your money down the drain. You feel me? That's the difference. When they first diagnose you with type 2 diabetes, do you have to take the medicine? You can do whatever you like. It's choice time at that point. Thank you for saying that. It's choice. It's your choice. Or you're going to take the red pill or the blue pill when you first get diagnosed. Or even when after you get diagnosed. The red pill or the blue pill. The red pill, if you've ever watched The Matrix, the blue pill says you stay inside of the Matrix. The red pill says you get out of the Matrix. Now you got a choice, Thomas. You got a choice. Are you going to stay in the Matrix or are you going to get outside of the Matrix? That's the question. That's what they're asking you, right? The blue pill or the red pill? That's your dilemma right now. You got to decide. You can take the blue pill and just take the medication for the rest of your life, and nothing's changing, and you continue to take medication for the rest of your life. Or you can take the red pill. What's the red pill? That's doing the work. That's called doing the work. Showing up every day, doing the work, and doing it again the next day. What's the work? Having a peaceful mind, having an active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Peaceful mind, active body, clean eating, effective sleep. Right? Nothing in your email. Check your spam. If you didn't check your spam, don't worry. I'm going to send you a personal text right now. As soon as we get up out of here, we're out of here in a few minutes. I'm going to send you a personal text right now. Don't worry. I got you. It's probably in your spam. We'll walk through it. Do I have to keep taking medication doing the challenge? I can't tell you to take your medication doing the challenge. I can't tell you to take your medication or not take your medication. I'm not your doctor. That's a conversation between you and your doctor. Right? I'm teaching you how to eat well. I'm teaching you how to eat well, and you're going to start to notice that your blood sugar is going to start to change. So then it's your responsibility to say, yo, doc, I've taken this challenge, man, and my blood sugar is coming down. Should I be taking this medication? That's between you and your doctor. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. Yep, I'm live 7:15 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Folks, if you're ready for change, you're ready for serious change, check it out. The 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. There's a lot of people who have joined the challenge. A lot of people are joining the challenge today. There's the quiz, there's the master class. I'm showing you all this stuff because we're getting ready to get out of here in 2 minutes. There's a quiz, there's the master class, right here. Boom, quiz, click right up here, click on my picture again. Here is the challenge. The challenge is 14 days you're gonna spend with me. 14 days, 42 meals, all designed by me. Here's the challenge right here. So click right here. It is a blueprint. You got all the freebies on here. Like I told you folks, this is like Disney World for it's like Halloween. That's why I got my hand out. So you got your hand out, it's Halloween. Grab and go. Grab all the free tools off of here. The quiz, the masterclass, the PDF right here, and then the 14-day challenge is right here. This is for my people who have gotten to the point where they're ready to get off the roller coaster. What's the challenge? It's 14 days, it's 42 meals, it's all designed by me. By the end of this challenge, your blood sugar, I guarantee you, will not look the same. You will be off of the roller coaster after 14 days. What is the roller coaster? Oh, the high highs. Oh, my blood sugar is always high. It's high. I don't know what to do with my blood sugar. Why is my blood sugar high? I've taken this medication, I've taken that medication, and nothing's worked. I've taken it all. Nothing's worked. It's not working anymore. What do I do? You ready to take control of your blood sugar? You join the 14-day blood sugar reset challenge. That's what it is. It's for those people who have gotten to that point where they're ready for change, when they're ready to get off the roller coaster. All right? So it's $99 to join the challenge. Everything's free. It's $99 to join the challenge, unless you use that live discount code, FREEDOM. FREEDOM is the live discount code. You join the challenge for $79, 20% off while I'm live. Right? Be live. We're getting ready to get out of here. We'll be live. We'll keep the code open for another half hour though. Keep it open for another half hour. But here's the thing, folks. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I told you, somebody asked earlier about should they, when they just got diagnosed, should they get their medication? Should they take their medication? They just got diagnosed. I'm like, no, listen. It's choice time. It's red pill, blue pill time. It's Neo from the Matrix. Which one are you gonna take? It's about choices at this point. So here's what I'll say to that though. And I'll leave y'all with this. And I'll be back tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. But I'm going to leave y'all with this when it comes to choices. You see, when we're born, we look like our parents. But when we die, we look like our choices.